Adam's probably one of your biggest fans,
Oh,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, Adam loves you guys.
That's cool.
that little heart is so
Yeah.
warm right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's great. Does Adam ever mention me? Or?
Absolutely.
This is Dylan Cease from the Chicago White Sox, and you're listening to Unstable Discourse.
Welcome in to Season 2, Episode 13 of Unstable Discourse.
Can't believe we've done this many times.
Pew, 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 pew,
That's pretty
pew.
crazy, yeah.
A lot of times.
A lot of time.
Should we stop saying Season 2, Episode 2, and just go like, oh, this is episode number 25 or whatever now?
No, it's too late.
It's
We've
baked
done
into
it.
the
Yeah, it's too
5%.
late. It's baked in.
Baked on a buttery, crispy crust. That
Dak,
close?
flaky.
I thought I said flaky.
Okay. But on this
Baked
note, it's worth mentioning that we only do 15 episodes a season. So we're doing 13 now. We
Dos
have
más.
14 left. Or we have episode 14, and then we have the review of the whole season, season 15, the finale.
Yep.
So we are coming down to it.
Yep.
And we're going to bring it to the end of the season in style. We have some very cool stuff planned. Just hang around. You'll hear about that. First and foremost, let me talk about where we are, because we're breaking new ground today. We have recorded at the Delwood Disc Golf Shop for most of the episodes, and then for most of the episodes this season, we've been at Embers. And today we are breaking.
Let's not forget the time we went to Workforce. We were there.
We went to
Oh,
Workforce.
Workforce Brewing.
Sure.
That was a great field trip. And now we're breaking the cherry at Callahan Acres.
We are.
Where what do you just call this, the barn?
This is the barn.
You guys,
This is the
well,
barn.
we need to get some pictures out for people.
Yeah,
We're
we'll have to take
picture-
a group photo.
Picture Sean 12 feet in the air and
Falling
falling,
off the ladder.
to almost his
Having
death.
only lived here for 3 days.
Yep,
that
this
was
is where it
nuts.
happened.
This is where
We
it
are
happened.
on site.
Right there.
It's-
I landed about right where the mower's at.
Yep.
It's great vibes though. There's baskets all around us. But yeah, I'm loving this. If we ended
It's
up
fun, man.
if we ended up here,
Yeah.
more
this is-
would be
This
great.
is very chill. This is cool.
and now let's tell people who we are. I'm
Who
Alex
are we?
Seminary of Disc Golf Chicago, and I'm touching the mic again, which Ryan just
God.
loves it.
Damn it.
I don't know that he's ever touched the mic as much as he's touched it in the last 5
He's
minutes.
nervous.
Am I?
I don't know.
No, I
giving
got a
off a real
natter day in
nervous
my hand,
energy.
baby. I'm not nervous.
Did
Come
you just
on,
call him
baby.
baby?
Come
I
on,
just,
baby.
Yeah, baby. Come on,
It's
baby.
like that last episode. Hey, you call me baby.
Call me baby.
Anyways, yeah, I'm Alex of Disc Golf Chicago. We're with Ryan Fancher of Unstable Disc Golf Gear.
Yes, sir.
Jason Callahan of Delwood Disc Golf and Bag of Tricks.
Welcome to our spooky October episode.
Michael.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm into that. And Sean Callahan of Delwood Disc Golf.
Michael.
Is always spiked with pain.
Mhm. And we're joined by Brian Espinoza of Team Link and the most significant physical transformation that I've personally seen in my life. Brian,
Seconded.
welcome.
Thirded.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, and I'll take that.
In case you guys don't know what Team Link is, actually, don't worry about it. We're going to tell you what Team Link is
We'll get
later.
there.
We'll get into it. We're hanging out at the barn, and we've got a first-time guest, a topic that we've never really gotten into before. So this will be interesting. Strap in, guys.
Yeah, when we decided on it was just like, it wasn't last minute, Brian, don't worry. But when we decided, I was like, how the fuck have we never had him on before now? But
I feel like we've had
It's
that
epic.
with a couple people where it's like, wow, I can't believe it's been so long without that happening. But there's so many cool people to talk to. It's just,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
You're just so low on that list that eventually.
Yeah. I didn't see it coming.
Super excited to get into this. And before we get to the whole meat and potatoes, where we really learn about Brian and everything he's been having.
No. Try again.
It's the bangers and mash now.
Oh,
he
yeah,
did
right.
ask on the last episode.
And you
did
said
say-
it
Yeah.
Correct.
could change, so it's gonna change.
Jason, I love when you take a stand. When Jason puts his foot down, usually good things happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Before we get into the bangers and mash of this episode, we got to do a little segment. I think you guys may have heard of it, called Fired Up.
Fired up.
Not running out of
I'm
ideas
going to
there.
lower that a bunch. It's just going to be like.
What's the name of the talking face in that Nickelodeon show,
Face.
Temple of the
Gordon.
That's
Legends of the Hidden
Legend of the
Temple.
Hidden Temple. There we go. That's what it. And there was
Oh, did you
Olmec.
say
Olmec?
Zordon?
Was that the name?
Yes.
Yes.
Olmec, yeah.
That's what you reminded me of.
The choices are yours.
Like I
Oh,
imagined.
okay, Almac, yeah.
Like your face is made of stone. and you were fired up. Yep. That's what it did for
We're
me.
going to get a Photoshop whiz to Photoshop your face
Oh,
on
yeah.
Olmec.
Yeah,
What
we'll
it
make
was,
that.
I was thinking of when they say "power up" in Altered Beast.
An Altered Beast?
Ooh.
nice.
Sega Genesis
Yeah.
throwback.
Damn.
Ooh, shit.
Power
Rise
up.
from your grave.
Rise from your grave.
Did you know, speaking of Olmec or Legend of the Hidden Temple, that show's coming back.
Yes.
They're doing a reboot of it, and this time it's going to be like adults doing it.
Because
Pretty
why
excited
not?
about
Because
that.
every show
Yeah.
that was good is now being rebooted, and
Right.
the same thing with every movie.
So, speaking of, in between getting home from work today and coming out to Callahan Acres to record, I went on Peacock and I was sifting through their content,
Yeah.
and there was a show called Frogger that's on Peacock
Come on.
that is like
Come on.
Not
People-
real cars. Not real cars.
no,
Okay.
it's what I would imagine a reboot of Legend of the Hidden Temple would look like, but it's all 80s 8-bit Frogger themed. So they're like trying to traverse these obstacles and stuff over water and blah,
is
blah,
it kind
blah,
of
and
like
they get-
Wipeout?
and they get through. Yeah. Call it like an 80s retro looking Wipeout.
Dude.
And it's hosted by Damon Wayans Jr., which I love him. I've always kind of
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, Frogger on Peacock.
I thought you
And
were going to
was-
say it was like hosted by Jason from Seinfeld.
Oh,
yeah, Jason Alexander.
Oh yeah.
Because of
Is
that
the
episode
Frogger?
where
Yeah,
he
the
moved
Frogger
the
episode?
Frogger
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
arcade game across the street.
Yeah.
That would be very funny.
That would be great.
I was in the pool.
Yeah.
Wow. We introduced Fired Up like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's
actually,
great.
Let's actually get into it
sci-fi.
Am I
now.
fired up about Frogger?
Maybe.
Maybe. Uh-oh.
Weird.
Yeah.
We'll see when it gets my turn.
It needed to go here for you to have a fired up.
Yeah.
Sean, what are you fired up about?
I'm going to read it exactly as I wrote it in my notes in my phone.
Please.
Fired up, :
Colon.
I'm going to sound like a basic ass boy, but I'm excited for fall season.
You
It's
son of a bitch.
Probably my favorite time of year. Delwood After Dark starts next week. Halloween time. Trees changing. Love it.
Actually,
Okay.
he didn't read that from his phone, folks. He just broke out his diary. Dear diary,
Harry. Yeah.
I'm going to sound like a basic boy.
I sat in this chair and wrote all of my notes for the episode like 4 hours ago.
Did
Were
you
you-
lock it and put the key around your neck?
Yeah.
Basically.
Were you sipping a
Basically.
pumpkin spice latte when you wrote it?
I
too?
should have been.
Yeah.
I should have been. But yeah, that's what I really do like this time of year. I always have. I like summer. I like heat. But I'm always excited when it cools off a little bit and things become a little bit more doable, and we're not sweating through 4 shirts in a day, and the wardrobe changes. I am super excited about Delwood After Dark. So is I had something really nice in regards to Delwood After Dark happen the other day. Mr. Patrick Hager, everybody knows who that is. He's a teacher at Joliet West, great disc golfer. He came in to the shop and he says, I don't actually like glow disc golf, but I love coming out for Delwood After Dark for some reason. So that really brought me into the spirit of doing that, which starts a week from yesterday. So
Yeah.
stoked for this part of the season. It's different. I love that everything is segmented in these different parts of our disc golf world, and it's a ton of fun.
Can I say obviously climate change is a crisis, but during the fall, it's kind of working in our favor. And I can't be mad because I remember when I was little, it would snow almost every October,
Right.
and on Halloween, and it did a couple
yeah.
of years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But this year, it's going to be 70 degrees all the way through until November. And I just can't really be mad about that.
No,
Right.
I'm fine with that.
I hate to say it, but
Perfect.
I'm going to segue from that because I'm fired up about the same thing.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if all of us are fired up about that. Like,
not now.
I see this time of year, and actually I'm waiting for October 1st to officially get into it. Like,
Oh, and also remind me, we have to call Green Day and wake them up tomorrow.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right.
September is ending.
Uh-huh.
Right. Tonight at midnight.
well done.
Tonight
Yeah.
at midnight.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are we not going to sing? Because I feel like we sing every time. a
No,
song
I'll
is
put it in
referenced.
there. I'll put the clip.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, October 1st, I've been waiting to watch Nightmare Before Christmas. The last 3 days, I've been
Goody.
like, can we just watch it now? And she's like, wait for October 1st. So
Yeah.
I'm
On our
excited for all
trip,
that.
I suggested watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because I know I've seen it, but it's been so long that I don't remember it.
They said to wait
And
until the
Sean was like,
holidays,
no,
right?
you have to wait.
Correct.
Thanksgiving,
That's a
man.
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving.
movie. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Funnily enough, I was just talking to my friend about that. Our speedometer's melted, and as a result, it's very hard to say with any degree of accuracy exactly how fast we were going.
78 miles an hour.
78, huh?
A watch
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving or maybe the week prior to Thanksgiving to get in the feels of the holiday.
All right, I'll trust you.
Yeah, dude. We didn't do anything for Halloween last year, so I was like, I'm gonna make up for it this year. I ordered some lights. I struggled trying to put them up on the house.
We saw that.
We did see that.
So now they're in the windows in the house instead.
It's fine.
Which gets the job done.
It's fine.
Yeah. Liz is happy.
You tried.
Are the lights up? They're up.
They're up, and I'm gonna get more. I want the house to be like. I don't want to be like that house on the block that everybody stops for, but I at least want to show the neighborhood like, yo, we're into the spirit of this.
B+. Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
B+ is fine for me. I also ordered a pumpkin carving kit, like a legit pumpkin carving kit. So I want to see what I can really do this year. That'll be fun.
Good for you.
And Saturday, we're going to a pumpkin patch, Dollinger Farm. If you never heard of Dollinger Farm, it's in Minooka, Shanahan, one of the two. Really cool place, great family, lots to do. So if you haven't checked it out, check that out. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about putting my sweaters back on, my beanies,
hoodie weather,
sleeping with the window open. You know,
An ideal outfit is a pair of cargo shorts and a hoodie.
See,
If
what am
if
I
I
doing
can
right
wear
now,
that,
baby?
I am the happiest person in the world.
Yep. Who else is fired up about fall in general? Anybody else going to do the same thing?
Nope.
No.
All right.
I mean, it's fine. That's not my fired up. Yeah.
right off then.
Okay. I agree with you. That's just not my fired up.
Traditionally, we have
Jesus.
the guest go last on fired up, but we're not doing this traditionally. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian, what are you fired up about?
Honestly, I'm super fired up about. We were just talking about this earlier about Garbland.
Yes.
It's back. So like
Garped Park.
Garb Park. Sorry, Garb. I call it Garbland, Guard Parked. But yeah, Guard Parked will be back and running. Hopefully, by the time this airs, we'll be back there playing. And this weekend, we're gonna go over there and take the baskets back and cut down trees and whatever. And,
And then all
and,
those little skinny
all
trees
those, all
and
those,
the
yeah.
gaps and every
And,
single hole garb.
But yeah, that place, I didn't realize how valuable it was to us until it got taken away, because we were there twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. It's our little sanctuary. So
Yeah, dude.
for it to be gone, like stripped from us,
Why was it taken away?
I don't know if I can.
Alex, how much time do you have?
I don't know if I can talk about that actually.
Legally?
Yeah, legally. I don't know if I can talk about that.
We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
The whole moving garb thing. So
Yeah.
he had to move out of the place because the owner, the owner's never going to hear
Yeah.
this. The owner didn't know that garb was on the lease. He was just a sublet with the people that were actually leasing the place. So when they moved, Garb had to move out and pretend he never lived there for 3 weeks for the place to basically get redone. And it did, because I was there before and I went back after. Like they redid the road, they trimmed the trees, they did all this work at the place.
Oh, okay.
And remember
Yeah,
the
I
road and the
definitely
potholes and all
remember
that?
that.
That's
Yep.
all fixed.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, great.
It's all
Okay.
fixed.
It won't last. It won't last.
Probably won't
Yeah.
last. But yeah, it was a whole thing where we had to move out to move back in, but now they're all moved back in.
Interesting.
That's
I didn't hear any
perfectly
of that.
garb.
Yeah, he just explained it perfectly.
Yeah.
We'll be back there hopefully next week.
Yeah.
Dope.
Back
I
there
have been
playing.
there. I've been to the house. I helped them move in the first time illegally, and hopefully I'll get down to the course at some point and play
Yeah,
that,
yeah. All you guys got
because he keeps inviting us, and
Yeah.
I just haven't been able to go. But I really do want to, whether he believes me or not. I do.
Yeah,
Same.
right.
I feel that way about so
That's what
many
they all
things.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
He is doing there's an event or something coming up.
Yeah, on Halloween actually.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah.
So if you got an invite,
Which is on a
Feel special.
Sunday this
Oh,
year.
cool. I
Yeah.
have a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
so count me out.
well, I have a 2-year-old and trick or treat doesn't start till 4, so you can make it.
What?
Wait, when does
Oh,
this
that's-
when does this
straight
event
up,
start?
Brian.
Yeah,
That's
That's
you
true.
can't- you
Is
can't
it
go
on the
to child-
weekend?
It's on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh,
So you
I
can
thought
come- you
Halloween
can-
was on a Monday. Oh,
Sunday. You can come
Sunday.
by, play
Maybe.
the singles, and be out of there by noon.
Okay.
You can be out of there
okay,
by
okay.
noon?
Will
Yes.
trick or
Okay,
treating
I'm
in
coming.
your area
The
be held
doubles
on
is
a
fun,
different
though.
day because
Doubles
it
is fun.
falls on a Sunday?
No,
Or
it's always on the same day.
No.
It's
Like-
always on Halloween.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
the
yeah,
trick or
yeah,
treating is.
Yeah.
the actual
Yeah.
trick or treating goes on.
Yeah.
I did not realize that I could be out of there that early. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
make
'cause
it.
Singles is only 1 round. And then we do, he does like, depending on what place, first gets partnered up with last,
Oh,
second
cool.
with second to last. So
Yeah.
when you finish first, you're playing with the worst player.
Got it. Okay. Well, then I'm playing with first place then. Is what it boils down to.
I'll be playing with last place. So we'll be partners.
Oh, cool.
All right, so you guys are going then, right? I'm gonna
Oh,
put
shit.
you guys down
Oh,
on
man,
Put me down.
Garb
Michael?
that was tied to that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to if I can. Absolutely.
It's one of those things that's on a list of like things that I so sincerely want to get out and do, and it's just like always the struggle of finding time. Like I've told Jason 5 times, I'm coming to trivia. I can't wait to see it, and just life, man.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you say life or lies?
Life.
Oh, okay.
I so sincerely want to get out to one of your trivia nights. Even if, first off, if you weren't hosting, I love bar trivia. So I would want to go just for fun.
Sure.
The fact that you're doing it makes it like 10 times more I want to go.
It's a little more than 10
What we'll have to do
times,
is we'll
but-
have to go as a group. That will be the reason why we go.
And our team name will be Poop in a Group.
Poop in a group.
Oh my God, when is the next trivia?
See?
We could do it right now.
It's
Tuesday?
Tuesdays.
It's Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Tuesdays
in
and
Downers
Wednesdays.
Grove.
Yeah.
Poop in a group.
Uh-huh.
Tuesday.
Group.
Be there.
I'm down to go next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
We're not we're not podcasting next Thursday, so
You've
that could be
also
my, like,
said
weeknight.
that, so we'll see.
Jason, come on.
Tuesdays
see
at
if-
Got
Alter.
him.
We'll see if lies get in the way.
Wednesdays at-
I mean, life.
Please.
Wednesdays at,
Cellar door.
which is a smaller venue.
Significantly smaller.
Yeah, Altar's the place to do it.
Definitely.
Because you always have that big back room back there.
Correct.
It'd have to be a Tuesday would be better.
All right, so we got two of us fired up about fall and Halloween season, and we got Brian fired up about what did you call it?
Garb
Garbtown.
Garbland. Yeah, whatever you guys
Like
want to call
Halloween
it.
Town.
It's basically it's a little private course
Yeah.
on his property or where he lives.
On not his property.
Yeah, not his property, but
And you guys have all helped
rents it.
develop that.
yeah,
that course.
Yeah, there's a couple like deer trails that kind of help pave the disc golf course, but I mean
badass.
it's for what he has, it's amazing
I love
and
it.
rough.
I love that you said that the deer trails, it was like where it began.
Yeah,
Because I did the same thing at Delwood, and it made me feel like it was the universe deciding in a way that it was like,
Exactly.
I'm going to start here and branch from this.
Yep.
And that's cool, man. I like that.
Fanny, what are you fired up about?
So I haven't talked about it much this season because I've been a Mariners fan for a long time and they constantly disappoint, but I keep coming back. And so I've kind of been watching from the shadows this year, but they are always 3 or 4 games out of the wild card. And then they never make it to the playoffs. And that has happened this year, except the last, I don't know how many games. I think they've won 6 in a row, and they're half a game out of the wild card spot right now. And I can't express to you my excitement and also my fear that I will be let down, but it could be happening. This year could be the year that it's happening. So like the guys like Ty France and Kellenick and JP Crawford and these guys that have promised we're going to produce are actually doing it. And that's never happened before. And so the hype is there. The crowds were going absolutely like they were losing their minds at the stadium yesterday. And I'm just stoked to see that they're actually
True fans. Just to get into the wild card, just to have a shot.
Just to have a shot. We
Yeah.
haven't been there in 20 years.
Yeah.
And so it's so crazy. So we just have to win tomorrow and we could be in it. So
Do you care at all about the Chicago teams?
I can't. I mean, only because I haven't been there. I was 10 minutes from Safeco Field when it was Safeco and now T-Mobile Park. Like we would go all the time and just get the super cheap seats. And a friend's uncle worked as an usher, so he'd wave us down as soon as he saw us, and we'd be right in the front, And
Awesome.
like when you're treated like that, and the fans that they have in Seattle, and when you're like eating a hot dog and watching the pitches thrown and
Yeah.
yelling at the players, and they look over because they can hear you,
Mhm.
then
That's amazing.
you become a part of the team, and
Yeah.
that's all there's. And I've never
Mhm.
been attached to Chicago teams like that.
I can relate. Anytime I've gone to a baseball game, all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second, do I like this? I think I like. And then Sheila
Yeah.
looks at me like, you don't give a shit about this. What are you doing?
you have to.
Sit back.
You have to.
You don't even know what's going on.
Can we at least get excited for the White Sox right now?
Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Those are going to be who the Mariners need to get at,
Uh-oh.
to even have a shot, but just one step at a time. Just give me the wild card. Get me into the playoffs, and then we'll talk.
Get Ryan into the playoffs.
Yeah.
yeah.
Get me there because I am part of the team, obviously.
They know you.
But, yeah. So I'm fired up, but you can't tell because I'm ready to be hurt all over again.
I'm ready to not be
It's
fired
like
up.
it's like middle school
ready to be
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a beaten wife.
She said
Yeah,
no
exactly.
again.
Yeah.
Jason,
yes, sir.
tell me something. What are you fired up about?
It's going to be a TV show, if that's okay.
It's probably the
Is it-
greatest
Is it the
TV
Yeah.
show
best
It's
of
one
all
the
time.
best TV shows of all time.
Is
yeah.
it the Wonder Years reboot?
time?
No, it's not
Should
that
be.
one.
That is good stuff.
I am excited for that, but I just finished the 3rd season of one of my favorite shows that just went up on Netflix a
Of all
couple
time.
days ago. It is one of the greatest shows of all time. It's
Of all
called
time.
Sex Education. You guys ever
Huh.
watched that show on
No.
Netflix? No. It's a British show.
I watched an hour of it in middle school. It was very awkward.
Yeah.
Ew. No, it's a British show about Gillian Anderson, X-Files, right?
Yep.
She plays a woman who is a sex therapist, and her son goes to a private middle school and becomes a sex therapist for the kids because the school's not providing it. And it's about the drama that ensues when he decides to partner with this other girl, and they're the sex educators for their class. Because then they're like, they see it as a money-making opportunity. So they're like, we'll charge X amount of dollars and be there for these kids and educate them about sex. And then like the school turns on its head over it, and also it's
a comedy.
It is one of the funniest.
Okay.
I was going to say, if this is not a comedy, it's
I know.
God.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Like,
in one episode, it's like
it's on the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, no. Okay, so back in the day, one of my favorite shows was Scrubs, and Scrubs was so good at making you have like 7 emotions in an episode. You would laugh and cry and be scared, and they nailed that formula.
They got you.
I feel like Sex Education has done that as well. They've nailed the formula of like, there are times where I am
better than Ricky Gervais
on the level of Ricky Gervais.
Okay.
Yes. Where you like, there was an episode, I watched the last 2 episodes of this 3rd season earlier today. There was an episode that literally had me in tears and full body goosebumps because I was like freaking out over where the episode was going. And
I'm down for that.
That's where I'm like, if you can make me physically react. It's like I've said, if I jump up off the couch and yell at the screen, that's a good show.
What's the greatest show of all time?
It's the greatest show of all time, yeah. And Sex Education, I'm telling you, if you're not watching it, watch it. There's 3 seasons. I think there's 23-ish episodes because there's only like 7 or 8 per season. Goes down smooth. Highly recommend.
Season 3 segment we're going to do. It's going to involve you and I putting a stamp of approval on a show and or movie. Like every episode, we're gonna go, it's this show. I'm putting the Jason stamp of approval on it. Go
I'm
check
in, baby.
It
Oh,
have you watched, speaking of TV, 9 Perfect Strangers?
Nope, it's on my list.
It is very good.
Yeah.
Sheila started watching it by herself, watched the whole thing. I saw the second to last episode, and then I was like, okay, let's go back. Will you rewatch it with me? Because if she doesn't think to put it on, then I'm probably not going to watch it.
Right.
We did, and we just finished up the first. It seems like it's just going to be a one and done, which it should be, because I hate when they keep going with that type of stuff. But like 8 or 9 episodes, really good. Really
Speaking
good.
of Perfect Strangers, do you remember the show Perfect Strangers?
I was just going to say, is it like just 7 Balky Bartakamooses or what? Like
No, actually, so the concept of the show is Nicole Kidman runs a wellness center where you could, like a retreat, and
it's on the island of Mypos. Go ahead.
Is that where Balky's from?
Those are details.
Yeah.
Those are 30-year-old details.
Yeah.
Well, I'm 41, so that's right in my wheelhouse.
I watched that show literally last night at like 2 a.m.
Come on.
I couldn't.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
What
for
show?
detracting.
Yeah.
What
Perfect
show
Strangers.
was a spinoff
Ooh,
of
here's a
Perfect
good
Strangers?
trivia. Here's a great trivia.
Is it Family Matters?
Family Matters.
Nice.
Okay, it's a spinoff.
Okay.
Yep. Family Matters.
Nice.
This is so much unnecessary information, but couldn't sleep, going through Hulu, checking out the old sitcoms, and I was like, Perfect Strangers. My dad told me when I was like 3 that I loved that show, and I honestly had no idea why it was funny. I just liked Whaley and Balky.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? My dad said I loved it when I was a kid. Let's see what this show is all about. I put it on for about 7 minutes, and I was like, good God. Every 90s sitcom was the same.
Yeah.
I just turned it back off,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh shit, they're step by step. And so I watched 5 minutes of step by step.
And it was the same exact
Same
concept and everything, laugh track and everything. Yeah. So
Theme
Nicole
songs were
Kidman
bangers.
runs a retreat, and she slowly microdoses all of the people who come out, 9 of them, hence the name of the show, with psilocybin, magic mushrooms. And through it, they're all like, you know, what the fuck? Like, you've been drugging us this, you know, you about halfway through the season, they're pissed off, and then you realize, like, towards the end, it all kind of comes a little full circle. It's good. Good stuff.
I feel like a big deal either produced or directed that.
I know that Nicole Kidman had something to do with producing, and so did Melissa McCarthy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's...
She's also in it.
Oh, is she? Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything funny about it, or is there more of a drama?
I would say it borders on dramedy. There's funny stuff because, I mean, the majority of it is like watching these people trip.
Do they show what they think they're seeing?
They do, yes. They do a very good job of
That's
what
It's
it,
such a hard thing to convey.
yes.
Oh, it's
that is
absolutely.
one of
They
my
do a decent
all-time
job of
favorite
that, yeah.
things in television and movies is when somebody is tripping balls and they show what that person's seeing.
Yeah.
I love
They do a
when,
good job
when
of
they
that.
get
Yeah.
it totally wrong, because that's hilarious. And
Right.
I also love when they get it
When they get it
pretty
right,
close,
yeah.
like, that's pretty
You know?
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is really hard to convey that. And even trying to explain it to somebody who's
Yeah.
never done it, you're just like,
Not that we would know, guys. We don't do
I
drugs.
have
here.
no
Come on.
idea.
yeah, I'm
Uh-uh.
just speculating.
There's an episode of Workaholics where I can't remember what they're on, but they're trying to get through a hallway. And
Oh, yeah,
for
towards the end of the
them,
show, yeah.
the gravity has shifted, so they think they have to like
The tilting room.
climb along the walls and stuff, and then it keeps switching between like what they see and what they're actually doing. That is the funniest
I've watched
shit
that.
to
That's
me.
hilarious.
I
That's so
absolutely love it,
That fired up segment meandered.
It did.
as they do.
As
As
they
they do.
But let's move it along. Let's get into the old Callahan rundown.
Oh my God, I was taking a drink of my beer. Hang on, I got to grab my notes.
Dear Diary.
Here we go. Callahan, second half of summer, baby. Maybe like fall. We'll go first half of fall.
First
Let's
half
go.
of fall.
J-Town Championships. It's already been live. There are a few spots left in MPO, MA2, FA2, FA4. The event is on October 16th and 17th, and we will be doing a flex start seat tier on Friday at Trinity for practice on Friday, October 15th.
Correct.
So you can come out, get a third sanction round in for very minimal cost, maybe an extra $5 just to cover sanctioning fees.
Yep.
So keep an eye on Facebook. We'll be posting about getting together to do that. Next, we met with Maggie from the Roxy in Lockport, where we will be doing the delis. So that is coming to fruition. I will be sending that contract in very soon. This will be the end of the year party. It's on Friday, November 5th. This event will go live Friday, October 8th. We did land on a date for that to go live. We are going to be able to have, I'm hoping, 200 people, 200 spots-ish for people to come out and party with us on that Friday night. We will be doing the overall Greater Joliet Tour Series awards and payouts. We'll be doing some deli awards, and it will be a ton of fun with the homies. We're going to have Sammy's Links and Drinks doing all the catering. We're working on those details.
Yep.
That is going to be a ton of fun. So keep an eye out for that. That is going to be going live on Friday, October 8th. The event will be Friday, November 5th. I don't know what's happening around me, but I love it.
I'm just so excited for the delis.
Sick.
So excited for the delis, and he just handed everybody a Stiegel Radler raspberry something.
Yeah.
And
Looks
I
juicy.
think Alex just came in his pants.
Yep,
It's an
he did.
absolute game changer, isn't it?
Should I add that
So
to the
good.
Callahan
I'm so glad we're
rundown
on
that
audio
Alex
right
came
now.
in his pants?
Please.
Right.
When does Alex coming in his pants goes live on
Right
8:05.
so that's,
Right
there's-
now.
it's a pretty short Callahan rundown. We're also going to be doing the ugly sweater at some point in December. I'm sure of it. We haven't figured out any details for that other than maybe like a really choice player pack item that
Which he continues to say.
I just
but
every time
will
I
not
see
happen.
Ryan, I remind him that we're going to be doing it so that it actually happens.
But we won't.
But,
But
all
you
of
can
these
keep
things,
talking about it.
we'll do it.
Okay.
All of these things will be
Look
on
at you two.
Disc Golf Scene.
.com.
Come on.
Come on,
Pete.
Pete.
I caught him off guard. The good news about the ugly sweater is that it's unsanctioned. Is it? Or were we
No, it
sanctioning
was sanctioned.
We're, oh,
that
okay.
was actually
so we'd have to schedule
the
it
ugly
then.
sweater. The whole reason why we did it
Oh, that's right.
was
Last
so
year.
that we could do live
Live scoring.
I think we had like 150 people play. It was great.
Yep. And a ugly sweater contest.
If we did,
There
it
were
was
some
awesome.
really
The
good
player
ones.
packs were great.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things.
Yeah. One of my favorite pictures is Mark Sardi in a little elf costume.
Yes.
Still one
People
of my
threw
favorites.
down on that.
Yeah,
That was
it was
fun.
great.
Come on, Pete.
Hold on. I don't know if these two are done docking yet for
Oh.
the rest of us to have a conversation. Are we good?
Right, are we done docking?
Yeah.
Are you running an event? Do you want to talk about it?
There
Yeah.
we go.
Do you have something going live on discgolfscene.com? Come on, Pete.
Maybe I do. Come on, Pete. I don't.
Yeah.
let's get into the local route shout-outs.
The LRSO.
The LRS. Oh, wow.
That was quick.
You're welcome.
LRSO.
You were baking that for a minute, huh?
Yeah, I have to
was.
think about it. Yeah.
HDMI.
Yeah, this is the part of the show where we shine a spotlight on people who are doing really great things in the community, people that we
MDMA.
think deserve a little cred. I've got one lined up, but I don't like going first. Jason, do you have
I've got one.
Please.
Wow.
I do. I
do it.
am going to send a shout out to Andrew Rosendahl. Andrew Rosendahl messaged me on the official Instagram letting me know
Instagram.
on the
Instagram account.
that he went on applepodcast.com and gave us a 5-star review.
Oh.
So we got another one of those reviews in the bank. Thank you very much,
Do we know him?
Andrew, for doing that.
Is he a local boy?
That
That
name sounds familiar.
really familiar.
So I kind of stalked his Instagram, sorry, I said it wrong, a little bit, and he has posted a bunch of stuff at Delwood, so he's got to be a local boy.
He's probably local.
Yeah.
And I love that
Yep.
because we are only going to run this contest that is based on submitting reviews. Like that contest ends at
And he
the start of next
literally
episode.
said, "Hey,
Yeah.
love the show. Just wanted to show support. Heard about the massage too, and wanted to give that guy some competition if it's not too
Can
late."
I see a
That's
photo of
beautiful.
him?
Yeah, guys,
sure.
while we're on the subject, there is 2 weeks left, basically, until we record episode 14. And that is the end of the contest where you can win a free massage from Luxor Escape. All you have to do is write a review for the show, send us a screenshot to prove you wrote a review. And I can tell you a secret, there's not that many so far. And all we're going to do to pick a winner is which review do we like the most?
Yeah, it's
So,
pretty easy.
You know, you have
Review the show for Christ's
very
sake.
good odds of winning this, and
Yeah.
it's such a
Well, not
awesome
now.
prize.
I believe
It's
as
awesome.
of right now, we have 22 ratings.
Oh, really?
And the best part about bringing it up now is we don't have to do the rub later. So
Perfect. We
I don't know.
just got it out of the way. We brought it up.
No, because
We
I'm
said
actually
Luxor Escape.
very specifically.
That's the contract.
perfect.
And we're done.
I'm very specifically interested to hear what Brian does to de-stress.
I
So
don't think I have enough laptop battery life for it.
We'll
Bummer.
see. We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
On that note, Brian, do you have a local route shout out you'd like to make?
I don't know if you guys talked about the Superclass Sunday last
We
episode.
have mentioned
I think
it.
we mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to shout out Mike and Adam for running that. You know, they put a lot of work into it and stuff like that.
That's Adam
Berkovic, yeah,
and Mike.
and Mike Stahulik. Yeah, they ran Superclass 2 weekends ago.
I think it was 2. Yep.
2 weekends ago, yeah, on a Sunday, and I think we got like 50 or 60 people out there to throw Superclass disc. You know, that's crazy. If you haven't thrown
Lids.
a
Frisbees.
Superclass disc,
Frisbees,
yeah,
essentially.
frisbee,
Yeah.
frisbee and ultimate.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they're not
Zephyrs.
Yeah, Zephyrs. They're kind of hard to throw. You
They're
know,
finicky,
if you've
yeah.
never thrown-
They're
yeah.
awkward.
Yeah,
to
yeah, there
hold.
you go. I think they got about $3,000 for shandy baskets.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know, one of our sponsors was where me and Adam work, Hinsdale Pet Memorial Services. They gave us $1,000 just for a sponsor. You know, so that was
Unreal.
huge.
Yo.
That's
Yeah, it's
phenomenal,
absolutely
man.
So-
incredible. Yeah.
And
That's
Adam,
huge.
Adam reached out to the big boss, and then Gianna, who's our boss, our GM, she gave us 500, and he gave us 500. So it was
Who is also Sean Pitts' wife.
Yes,
Pitts'
Sean
wife.
I was
Pitts,
just
yep.
gonna say,
Shout
Which
out.
we did talk
Shout out
about
them,
last
yep.
episode.
Full circle.
Yeah.
One
That's why I
half
was kind of.
of-
I don't know if you guys mentioned
Yeah.
that last
Yeah.
episode, but yeah, I want to give them a huge shout out, and they did a great job. They loaded up, I think, like 4 or 5 coolers of beer, and they spread them out through the course, and it was all free, and we got
Wow.
pizza, and it was
Phenomenal.
It was
super.
great.
It was ran super smooth, and
Yeah.
I think we were done by like 2:30 or 3. You know, we were all
Yeah.
done,
That's
and we were.
beautiful.
I stopped over there
What'd we
with
forget?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were
We're
over
done
there.
too early. What'd we forget?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's how it felt. Yeah, we were
Yeah.
done cleaning up the course at like 5. If you would have went there at 6 o'clock, you would have never thought there was a tournament
Sure.
being run
Right,
there. You know,
yeah.
it was
Sick.
awesome.
That's a thing
Yeah,
of
I went
beauty.
over there and I brought Eddie Spaghetti with me, and
Yeah, oh, yeah.
he was having a great time running around, picking up bits of pizza crusts
pooping everywhere. Yeah.
Thanks to everybody, and having a good time, and everybody loved it. But it was such a great vibe. It was very low key. It was
Yeah.
super fun. People were flipping those discs right over because nobody. You can throw it 30 times, and then the 31st time you throw it, it's still gonna flip, and
Yeah.
you're still like you can't figure
Yeah,
out what
it's
they
very,
do.
Very touchy.
And it's very funny to watch them, like guys like Tuan trying to throw it, and he thinks he knows, and he doesn't.
Yeah, and
And it's great. So it was a really cool vibe. They did a great job.
yeah, and huge shout out to Mike Stahulik for winning it too. You know, it was
Big time.
I think they him and Twan went to an 8-hole playoff.
Yes,
Yeah,
they did.
and
And-
what happened to Koobs? Because Makuba was like up by a couple
Koobs
after the
I
first
think
round.
he shot 15 down on 21
15 down.
holes, or 16 down.
Something like
then
that.
The
Yeah.
second round,
Not so much.
I think he had a little bit of.
He dipped into the cooler.
Yeah, he dipped
The
into the
juice.
cooler.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the
Man.
cooler.
That's all right.
he still got a
Oh,
trophy.
that's great.
Still got a trophy.
What kind of pizza was there?
Domino's.
Oh, nice.
The pan style though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll throw it on that.
You know.
That
That's great.
event's been
Hungry.
going on for a while now, right?
Yeah, I think this is.
This is the third time they've done it in 4 years.
Yeah.
They came to me in 2018.
Yeah, you helped him out.
We did it together. Then they didn't do it in 19 because I think they were expecting me to do it, and I was like, "No, it's your baby."
Yeah,
You do
yeah,
it." And then by 2020, they were like, "Yeah, it's our baby. We're gonna do it." And I was like, "Yeah."
yeah. And
But I love that they've kept the logo
Yeah,
and they've
everything's pretty
everything
much-
is
yeah.
it's awesome.
I
And
mean,
the
the
ringer
logo's
tees, the t-shirts,
fantastic.
yeah, yeah.
the logo is great.
Yep.
I wonder who designed it.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Some bitch, probably.
The ringer tees though,
Bitch.
the same types of t-shirts every year, but like different color combos.
Yeah,
is
yeah, the shirts
epic.
are awesome.
I
Yep.
love it.
So next
Love
year,
it.
people get on it. Sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Super
I
class.
recognize how dangerous this is, but I'm gonna put my flag down and say I'm gonna win that event next year.
Whoa!
And
do it.
Hey, it's anyone's game out there with those discs. To be honest.
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
that's what you think.
Watching the videos of Mike putting through that playoff was like he might as well have just had a JK AVR in his hand or whatever he
Yeah.
putts with. I have
oh,
no
there's
idea.
no doubt.
It
No
was
doubt.
just like no doubter putts all day. I'm like, that is the size of a bucket top,
Yeah.
dude. What are you doing? And they
Yeah.
were just dead center heart every time.
And Mike, for some reason, can play shitty for 2 months before that tournament, and then he gets his Zephyr in his hand, and it's like I'm sure he still has his Zephyr in his hand in his bag from that
Sure.
tournament. And
Oh, I don't
Corey
doubt
was
it.
telling me about it because he was following along with the playoff, and he was saying that like Mike would be out in the shit, but like bang 60 footers,
Yeah,
and he did it
yeah.
like 3 times,
Yeah, yeah,
and
I-
everybody
I
was
think
just
he
their
hit
minds
like
were blown
at least 2 50 footers in the playoff. You
Oh
know?
my God.
Yeah, it was insane.
with a frisbee.
Yeah, with the frisbee, with an
With a
ultimate.
lid.
job.
Yeah.
We used to play Ultimate Frisbee with a Zephyr when I worked at camp.
Uh-huh.
And so I've got a lot of practice with that kind of thing.
Ooh.
I can throw a sidearm regular Frisbee with pinpoint accuracy. Ask
Yeah,
Mike
and
Z.
you do forehanded comet.
I'm going to win
I
that
don't know
event
if I-
next year.
Okay.
I'd have to get it back out, but
better
that's
see you
like
there.
primarily the
That's what
throw
I'm
and
saying.
ultimate. I wonder if I could still do it.
You
I
could.
know
You
how
could.
stupid it is to say I'm going to win.
That
Just
is-
saying I'm going to do well is enough, but
Yeah.
I'm going to win that bitch.
Ooh.
We
I love it.
That should definitely be one that we play.
Well, it
Like-
should.
All right, you guys are on the list for next year then.
We're on the
All
list,
right.
Signed
baby.
in.
Dial us in.
Yep.
We'll play. We'll
Yep.
be there.
Garbtown,
All right.
Superclass Sunday.
Yes.
Yep.
Ryan, what's your local route? Shout out.
He won't be here.
Nobody.
Let's just
Myself.
anytime somebody doesn't have
I
one,
won't
it should
be
just
here.
by default go to Fred.
Sure. Well, we did. Okay, I'll shout out Fred again. Fred Lancaster. This guy.
Fred.
I mean, we tagged him. He didn't quite get back to us yet.
No, not yet.
But when he does, oh man,
He's a busy man.
are we gonna have some stories? So stay tuned.
You
Yeah.
guys are not ready for Fred stories.
No,
Yeah.
you're not.
My
Good
God.
Lord.
Yeah.
I think it's just you now, Sean. Right? Did you do your local route yet?
I have not, but I will now. Do you want me to read it as I typed it in my phone from my notes?
Dear diary.
Dear diary.
Dear diary, local route, colon.
Dear diary.
Mikey Z for working the Shanty Classic all by himself and
By
keeping us all fed
Self.
and taken care of. He was on top of getting us lunch before we could even ask for it, both days.
Several times.
That
Over.
makes the experience for us so much easier when we have the food situation dialed in.
Yep.
We all greatly appreciate having Mikey, Sammy, and Bronca there for all of us throughout the year.
Do you remember what happened before they showed up?
We starved.
We starved and it was chaos because it was shotgun start most of the time.
Mhm.
And it was a bum rush to whatever
Yep.
7-Eleven was
Oh
closest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's all you had.
It was
because
never
nobody
food.
would plan.
Yeah,
right.
it was never food. Why would you plan to have food in a cooler and be
Stupid.
nourished all day long? No,
I mean,
of
I
course
do.
not.
I would say they have changed the game as much as we have with tea
Yeah.
times and all of
Yes.
that. Like it's not even a question anymore.
I'm sure that I'm not alone on this. When I'm deciding with the small amount of free time, like, can I actually play in this event? Like, let's say the like Unstable Open is, oh, okay, there's an opening. I might get into that. Let me see, is Sammy's Links and Drinks going to be there? 'Cause
Correct.
if they're there, I'm much more likely to go, yep, I'm
Mhm.
going.
Oh, absolutely. It's a no-brainer. So, and the fact that he did it by himself.
It's you
Yeah,
know
that's
it's
crazy,
always
man.
Sammy's and Sammy and Bronca are always there usually, and Mikey comes in and helps out. But Mikey was there by himself
Wow.
all weekend long without either one of them because they were at a wedding.
Wedding.
And then he was giving us all the details of how hard they go on weddings. So he was like, I'm on my own. And both days before I could even go, because I usually, you check the wallet and you go, okay, I got a 20, so I can get that in the Sammy's jar, because Mike's not going to charge me for food. So get the 20 ready. But before I could even do any of that, he looked over us and was like, "You guys ready? I got you. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?"
Yeah.
And got us. And it was
It's
like
taken care of.
Yep,
that.
that's love.
It seems like a small thing, but to me, that means so much when someone is just like the simple task of just having someone look out for you, and then it's food and it's warm and you're not hungry anymore. That hit me this weekend, and I seriously thank you, Mikey Z. I love you, dog.
For as much as they take care of people and just have nothing but love pouring out of themselves at all times, shame on whoever gave them that fake 100.
Oh man! All I can hope, man, is that it was an accident.
They didn't know that they had it.
But I don't believe that it was. I hope that it was, but I don't believe that it was an accident.
Yeah.
So being in retail since I've been 16, I've had to attend classes for counterfeit money and stuff, and it's something like
community service.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
For
When we talk about Fred Lancaster.
counterfeit.
That's a Fred story. Save it for later.
That's a Fred story. That's a Fred story. But
Michael.
like something like 98% of people that give a counterfeit bill don't even realize they had it.
Yeah.
It fooled Mike,
Yeah.
It did.
This one looked
and he's looking
Bad.
Yeah.
This one looked bad though.
Bad.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little papery.
yeah.
Won't happen again. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it won't happen again.
No.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike, whether you know this, I don't know if you know this or not, but you will be back on this show at some point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're all looking forward to that. So
Sure.
just know it's coming.
Whenever I'm putting together my notes, sitting here in this chair and writing in my diary,
Dear diary.
I'm always wondering, do we sound repetitive? Are we always, there's always that, oh, well, he was on the show and we've probably shouted him out before and now we're doing it again. But it is because we're always around these people. They're in our orbit all the time. So it's like, I can't help but like feel the love for Mikey when I see him all weekend long and he's nourishing us. It is not just another person that we're just throwing in a segment. I
Right.
really mean it because he really did save the day in my opinion.
But I don't know the people in the community as well as you do, but I know that when you, all of you, when you shout people out, it's because they're like out there doing gangster shit.
Yeah.
Like you're not just finding somebody like, oh yeah, I'll talk about blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like because some of it overlaps. Some of these names get shouted out a bunch, but
what are we going to do? If
for
some
a
people
reason.
are just doing a bunch of great stuff, what are we going to not show?
Yeah,
like?
well, I wanted to make sure
Right,
that we say that for the
exactly.
listeners
Yeah.
that it's not a matter of just like, oh, they're talking about that guy again.
And if I don't have a significant one, I just don't do it. I'd rather.
And
not.
I hope that there's people listening that maybe someday want to hear their name on here, and they're like, you know what, I need to step it up and start
right.
doing more stuff in the community. That would
we
be
can't all be
great.
Fred Lancaster, but
That's
we can
right.
try.
But they
Right.
can certainly try.
Yeah, I have a bro crush on Mike Z. He just takes such good care of people, and like you said, he never wants you to pay. The food he makes is so good. And like last time I was hanging out with him, I forget what event it was. What was the last tournament I played?
Funk?
The Funk.
Yep.
Yes. In between him cooking, he stepped aside and just like was playing frisbee with me for like 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
He's the easiest guy to hang out with.
He is.
Yep.
Coolest.
Solid cat.
Solid dude.
But what is a broke rush?
A bro crush.
It's like nude disc golfers.
Nude disc golfers.
Broke rush?
Rush.
Come on.
Broke rush.
Yeah.
You have a broke rush.
Rise
on
up
him.
lights.
Rise up lights.
I don't understand.
Everybody
I
say-
don't know how to play back to them.
You freaking millennials. I don't
Say-
understand the terminology you use.
Say the words "rise up lights."
Rise up lights.
That's how Australian people.
That's how Australians say razor blades.
Yeah.
Rise up lights.
Rise up
Rise
lights.
up lights.
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
I still have to do my local route. I forgot about that.
Please do that.
I'm going to shout out Trevor DeCook.
Chef.
On Facebook, he goes by Trevor William. I'm guessing that's a middle name. Trevor reached out to Ryan first, and then Ryan pointed him to me.
With
Trevor,
tons of enthusiasm
and
Yeah.
I don't even know if you know
during Shanty Classic.
how much enthusiasm he has. So the thing that he came to Ryan about was he wanted to see more Unstable Discourse content on YouTube, of which we have almost none. We have like a few little things, and we're not anywhere near doing video content for the show because we barely have the bandwidth to do what we do now. But
One of the things he said, real quick, as I watched this transpire from a few feet away, he said, "When I found out about your podcast, I immediately went to YouTube thinking that's where it was going to be. And it wasn't.
And a lot of people have that same
Because
experience.
he was thought immediately, it's a podcast, it's a video podcast, it's on YouTube. And
Right.
Yeah. And what
Not
he
so
said
much.
was, we don't need to video
Right.
ourselves, but we need the audio on YouTube
Exactly.
with just a filler background.
For some people, that's just their preferred platform to consume media.
I totally
So
understand that.
We have the first 3 episodes of season 1 on YouTube in that way.
Oh,
where
cool. The
it's
first
literally-
3 that I don't want anyone to hear.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I was
Hey,
that was
I
me
was part of
starting
one of
to do.
those.
I wanted to do the whole back catalog, but it takes a while to like export a 2-hour. Even though it's just a static image and audio, it takes like 2 hours to export that to be able to upload it. So I just got burnt out on it really quickly.
Yeah.
But Trevor was like, if you don't do it, I would be down to help with that.
Oh, cool.
And I was like-
he did not tell me that, but that's awesome.
I was like, I don't see why not. Let me just double check. Why is there any reason why we shouldn't just let that happen?
right. No, please.
So he went ahead and did the first like 5 minutes of
Yeah.
of the last episode we did, and just was like, hey, here's what it would look like.
Oh,
and it's got like the
hell
audio
yes.
waveform playing in the background, and I'm thinking, hey, let's just say, yeah,
Whoa.
dude, if you want to do that, please.
Please do that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. So many people consume their media from YouTube, even though, and you know what my idea was, and I don't know how much more work this would be, but I think we should take the albums from every episode, the photo albums.
Yes, and have
and-
those pop up as
So that the
we're
things that
talking
while
about
we're
those
talking
things.
about it, here's
Yeah.
the picture of that thing.
That's how it would be in my mind.
So
We would hear things in frames.
regardless of the way it actually ends up happening, I'm just really grateful to Trevor for having the enthusiasm and being willing to do it, and even
Absolutely.
like, starting to do it and saying like, hey, like, do you want me to keep doing this?
Yeah.
That's super awesome, dude. Thank
It
you
is.
so much.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with you about it. Please believe, and thanks again.
Yeah.
What's great is exactly what Jason just said about Local Route is that Trevor is exactly the dude and the energy that we're talking about stoking, that we could see that in, at least I do. I see it in dudes like Trevor. I know he has a spark to do more than just play this game, and then sure as shit.
There he
Well, I
is.
think half that spark comes from the fact that he's Joe Moore's friend, so it just rubs off.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's got like,
when you get those snaps from Joe Moore, it's game on, baby.
yeah.
Dude, Joe Moore on Snapchat.
Yup.
Dude.
Yup.
Like legitimately gets me
Friday?
fired up. I
Yes.
told
Yeah.
him over Shannon Classic Weekend, I was like, I'm not joking. When I reply back and I'm like, let's go, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
It's for real.
Oh, I need to get that on Snapchat.
Yeah, you have to.
I just saw it for the first time last week. It was like Friday, and I just had a direct message.
Friday.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Friday.
It was a direct Snapchat, so you can post it to your story, but then also send it to people. I was like, "Oh, Joe Moore Snapchatting me. This is like the first time that's ever happened." I open it up, and it's Joe right in the camera, going like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
it's Friday, baby, let's go!"
I just picture Snapchats of him just drinking water because that's all he does all day.
Yeah.
Is just like,
Yeah,
oh,
chugging water.
But yeah, I could use that once a week, 5 times a week,
Huh.
whatever.
I
If
could
wanna
use
do
that. I want to
every day.
6 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
consume
I could
that
use
every
me some
day.
Joe
Yeah,
Moore.
yeah.
Bonus shout out to Joe Moore. We cannot get enough of Joe Moore.
Jose Mas, por favor.
All right, that's a wrap on the local routes. So let's say a couple nice things about our sponsors. They help make this show possible. Jason, take it away.
You want me to talk about unstable disc golf gear?
Yes,
Oh,
I do.
cool.
Just like that.
Just like this?
No.
Listen, I can summarize unstable disc golf gear in one statement, and that is go to our Instagram and look at the post that I made that was the back of the t-shirt that he gave out at the Unstable Open 3. That's what he's capable of allowing you to walk around with and have on your body. Get a hold of him, go to the shop, buy the damn gear, and get it done already. It's that simple, people. I'll see you on Sundays.
Look good, feel good, play
Rest
good.
good, feel good, smell good. I will get it right one of these times,
Right,
I promise.
one of these times.
Thank you to Unstable Disc Golf Gear for editing the show and keeping us in good looking threads and looking good and feeling good and playing good. And we also want to say thank you to AO the Mortgage Pro.
Hey-o.
He is your favorite disc golfing mortgage officer, and he gave me something to read that I'm kind of tired of reading, so I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going back to freestyling at AO.
He's not here to tell you otherwise.
Yeah, sorry, brah. But just so you guys know, he is a super professional mortgage broker that will help you get pre-approved in minutes for your first home. You want to refinance, free up some money in your budget. He will help you figure out what's possible. It's a super easy process. He's willing to meet you on the course, and he does a lot to support this community. So he's deeply invested in taking care of people, and he would love to hear from you guys. So don't be shy to reach out. He's happy to do it. You can reach him on all these social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, Friendster, Zanga, etc.
Nick Knock, that's one that hasn't come out yet, but I'm sure he's on it.
He's working on it. Yeah, and also if you mention Unstable Discourse when you reach out to him, he's going to hook you up with a free travel basket after closing, which we think is just the coolest offer.
Super dope.
Damn.
So thank you to AL the Mortgage Pro. You guys check him out. He will take care of you as he has already taken care of many other people in the disc golf community. Thank you, AL the Mortgage Pro. Now we have planes.
We have planes.
Now
And-
that
and
she's
crickets.
back in the atmosphere with drops of Jupiter in her hair. Those drops of Jupiter by train.
Yeah, we
Train,
got it.
right?
Yep.
By train, but not plane.
But tell me.
Oh, or automobiles.
Or November.
November.
There it is.
It's time for the Bangers and Mash. The reason we're here, we're going to get into the Brian Espinoza story.
Yes, sir.
My man's got a story very unique to probably anybody in our scene and probably
Yeah.
most scenes. I wanted to start with Team Link. I feel like that kind of helps round you out as a dude and kind of where you were coming from.
The homies.
Yeah.
Wait, Brian, before you get started, I just realized you were saying bro crush.
You
Oh,
son of a...
I thought you were saying broke rush.
Yeah, here it goes. Yep.
Unbelievable.
Welcome. Welcome to
Welcome
real
back.
life, Jesse.
Wow.
Welcome to real life.
Okay, princess. That's it. The fairy tale is over. Welcome to real life.
I feel so silly. Okay, continue, Brian. Go ahead.
Okay, so we've mentioned Team Link now a few times. For listeners who have no idea what that means, and for people who might think we're talking about Link, L-I-N-Q, first off, we're not. We're talking about L-I-N-K. What is Team Link?
So Team Link, bunch of assholes. No. We're all good.
Moving
people. So yeah, Team Link is the reason I pretty much kept playing disc golf because they were the ones who were dragging me out and stuff like that. But yeah, it all started at Castaldo. If you haven't been there, it's a 9-hole course in Woodridge. Fun little course, not hard. Check it out. Yeah, I was just playing there probably 5 times a week at least. It was the only course that existed to me, to be
I
honest.
love that this is where we're starting, and I didn't have to ask, how did you get into... How
Yeah.
did you start?
Yeah. Well,
Forgot about that question.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But anyways, yeah, Castaldo is it's still my stomping grounds. I still go back there just to get that old to reminisce a little bit.
Still
but-
fun.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
is. It's still a fun course. I think they have leagues there too, like Wednesdays or something. A bunch of kids get there. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Good for them.
yeah, it's
I
fun.
know they have tournaments there, too.
Yeah, the Park District has always run tournaments there. I think they give out like gift cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's actually where I met Keith.
Kowalczyk.
Yeah. I remember when he showed up to a tournament one time. I was like, this guy's
Michael.
a bro.
Yeah.
And
Vern Manning too. Vern has deep
Vern,
Costello roots, too.
Vern,
Huh.
and originally Richard Walsh started running. I think it was doubles leagues there. Yeah, doubles, and he was the first person to kind of get me to start playing leagues, and he introduced me to Cody Schmuck,
Mhm.
and then Cody Schmuck would always be at Castaldo too, and we would always be playing
That's where I met Cody Schmuck.
Castaldo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was always there, and he's actually the first person to hand me an MVP disc. He was the first person to be like,
No
"Here, check out
kidding.
this new brand that came out." It was the Node. It was the MVP and Node. I think they only had 2 putters at the time. It was the Node and the Ion.
Yeah.
And I remember
Is
watching.
MVP like your go-to brand right now?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I throw. I have maybe a zone in the bag, and then I think that's it, just a zone. But I remember watching him putt, and he was just banging these putts, and I was like, "Dude, what are you putting with?" And he just showed me this MVP disc, and he's like, "Oh, it's a new brand. It just came out, And instantly, I was like, "I want those."
Yeah.
And I think he had a couple extra, and he sold me a putter or 2. From there, I was hooked. It was like, all right, MVP. And then he introduced me to the rest of the links.
Goons.
Were they already called Team Link before you
Yeah, he started a little I'm not sure who the original members were, but I know Adam, Mike, Richard, Schmuck, and then his buddy Kyle.
Mhm.
So
Kyle
it was
Anderson.
Kyle Anderson.
Yeah.
It was like 5 or 6 of us, and I remember he asked me. It was the first year I signed up for the PDGA. I remember it was the first year I was like, let's go, let's do this, let's play tournaments. I'm ready. He asked me, he's like, are you gonna play at least 5 tournaments this year? And I was like, dude, I'm gonna double that. I was like, I'm gonna play as many tournaments. I had no responsibilities. I was like, I'm gonna play as many tournaments as I can.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, man, you want to be on our little team, Team Link? And to me, that was huge. I was like, yeah. I
You
was
just
like,
got invited to join the gang.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
I got
sponsored,
invited.
it's done.
Yeah, I was like,
Let's
I'm
hit the road.
sponsored. Let's go.
Yeah.
it was a huge deal for me, and at this time it's when Adam and Mike were actually running a Zephyr League every week. There was probably like 15 tags sold. It was a small little group, and
precursor to Superclass.
Yeah, and I was
Zephyr
like,
League.
yeah, it was weird. I was like, sure, I'll go. And the only reason I played, I decided to play, it was because I was just supporting the team. I was like, sure, the team's running an event. I was like, or a league. I was like, let's go check it out. And I actually met Adam, Mike, and Coobs at Shorewood. We were playing Shorewood, and they gave me this. I didn't even have a Zephyr. They just handed me this disc, and I was like, "Wait, we're throwing these?
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
what is?" I'm like, "What?"
What did I get
I'm like, "This is
signed up
disc
for?"
golf." I'm like, "Sure," And surprisingly, I was throwing it fairly well. I was like, "Oh, this is fun." It actually helped me out on my form a lot.
Oh, when
And-
you're newer, I could definitely see that.
Yeah,
being the
yeah,
case.
yeah. Because it's a flippy disc. You just want to keep it on hyzer, and you want to throw it and let it
Yeah.
flip up, and And I remember watching Coobs throw this disc, and I was like, oh, this guy. I was like, this guy's serious. Like this guy, he even dressed the part. He was wearing probably the mini shorts, the mini jean
cut-offs.
shorts, the cut off. Probably had a headband on. I don't know, man. From then on, it was Team Link. It was,
You were part of Team
I
Link.
was
It's
part of
basically
Team
just
Link.
it's just a crew of homies.
Yeah, it pretty much. We always reference. Do you guys remember? Do you guys watch the movie Brink?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like Team
Oh,
Puppet
yeah.
Suds. We're
Yeah,
soul.
yeah.
We're soul throwers.
Yeah.
Soul skaters. We're always like, we do this for fun. It's always good times. And
So wait, do you guys consider it like a club, or is it more just like this is just us?
yeah, it's more like just us. Like it's like a little family almost. We talk to each other every single day. We're on chat every single day. If one of us is running a tournament, right away we're like, we're on top of it. We're giving each other ideas, or we're sponsoring holes, or it's just between us, and I don't know, we all just clicked like right off the bat. It was one of those I just felt like they had been my friends forever,
that's so
instantly
great.
just super supportive. And
Over the years, have other people wanted to be a part of it, or is it just like this is closed? Like this is
yeah,
Team Link
yeah,
is what it is, and
whenever
that's it.
we decide on somebody, it's normally they've just been hanging around with us, and they're like David Garb and Dave Hopkins, they just kind of became part of
Honorary
it. Yeah,
members.
they just kind of just joined themselves, and we'll go on chat and be like, can this person join? And then if someone's like nope, then right away it's like, all right, then nope.
You got to get consensus from everybody.
every single
Yeah.
body on
Like
on
what was
the
that
show.
movie?
Yeah.
Skulls?
It's a biker club,
Skulls?
dude.
Something
I
like
love
that.
Yeah, if one person doesn't like that person
With
on our
Casey?
team, then it's like, sorry, man, you got to make.
You'll screw up the whole
Yeah,
vibe.
Yeah.
and you'd be like,
Yeah.
kiss this person's ass if you want to be on our team, it's short, because I have been asked by a few
awesome.
people, and I'm like, dude, I want you on the team, but it's not me. You
Not
know
up
what
to
I'm
me.
saying?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not up
Yeah.
to me. It's just one of those we all have to agree, and that's how it's been.
Very reminiscent of Jason joining the show.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sean was like, I mean, if everybody else is cool with it,
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I guess.
we were like, yeah, I had a good time with Jason. Okay. But if anybody would have been like, no, I don't think so, you would have been out, dog.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
been long enough. Should we talk about the initiation process that you
I-
guys made me go
he's-
through when we?
You still are on probation. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, let me
But-
know when probation's up so we can talk about the initiation.
Maybe.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Yes, sir.
So we can start letting people know publicly now that we internally refer to Jason as the intern. He's still proving himself.
Yes,
Attempting
sir.
to. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
May I have another, sir?
Oh,
Okay, so-
God.
Team Link is just a crew of homies.
just
that
a
you
crew of
guys-
homies, man. Family, a small little family.
I'm seeing Dom from Fast and Furious right now. Family is everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the kind of thing that I've only observed from a distance. I see when you guys occasionally I'll see somebody with a Team Link shirt, and I've always wondered, what is Team Link? What does it mean? So it's cool to hear. It's even more simple than you think it is. It's
It's just
homies.
Yeah, it's just homies, and we put a name on it. That's it.
I feel like so many people are listening that don't have that.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I wish I had a,
Or they don't know that they have it
Yes.
because they think that it's more than it is.
maybe that's true.
Because
And they just haven't
this
put
is-
a name on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is,
That's
I mean,
exactly. That's all it
what
is.
I've always loved about Team Link or any group that I know that is behind every good, decent disc golfer in the community, there is 3 or 4 other friends. That is their core group, that
Yep.
everything begins and ends with that group.
Yep.
We have it with the early birdies. They have it with Team Link. There's many people that I know that just, whether or not they have a name for it, they have that core group, put a name to it, and just, it doesn't need to be anything more than that. It doesn't need to be a brand, but it becomes more fun
Yeah.
when you start to do the things that you guys do, because you don't need to sell t-shirts, but the fact that you guys all have jerseys and that you all
Yeah.
represent something more and bigger than yourselves is the epitome of
Yes,
cool to me.
exactly.
The epitome of cool.
Agreed. Okay, so we know a little bit about Team Link now and kind of like what brought you up
Yeah.
in the scene.
Yeah, they definitely kept me playing the sport for all these years, for sure. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't kept playing, or I probably wouldn't have taken it as serious. Like you said, like Sean said, everyone has that, like that group text where, hey, you guys want to go throw, or you guys want to go play, or, you know, or hey, there's a tournament coming up. You guys want to, you know, carpool together or whatever. That's all it is, man. It's just, I can hit them up right now and 2 or 3 of them will reply right away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
They were probably more excited that I was coming out here than I was. You know, Adam was freaking out. Adam was like, I'm buying you lunch today. What do you want? You know, Adam's probably one of your biggest fans, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, Adam loves you guys.
That's cool.
That little heart is so
Yeah.
warm right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's great. Does Adam ever mention me or?
Absolutely. Adam loves all of you guys.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Within Disc Golf Chicago, we have a crew of sort of the main crew that kind of helped get things going. That's
Yeah,
Mob
yeah.
Golf. So we have our group chat that's Mob Golf. A couple times a week, somebody's just like, yo, I'm throwing here at this time. Anybody gonna come around? Or, yo, I want to go play this course out in Ohio. Anybody else wants to make a trip out there? And like, that's just where all the core communication and like organizing stuff
Yeah,
happens.
it makes signing up for like a tournament 2 hours away easier because you have like 2 or 3 guys who are like, yeah, let's do it,
Exactly.
or, you know, let's go.
Exactly.
Like, I'll
Support
drive, and, you
system.
know.
Yeah, if you
It's
guys
awesome,
don't
man.
have it, make sure you work on building that. And if you do have it, you better recognize that
Yep.
it's awesome. Okay, so let's move along to fatherhood. You are a relatively new dad, yeah?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years, but I mean, I grew up with my nieces and nephews, so like, you know, it's always. I think there's 10. My mom has 10 grandchildren right now, so I have 9 nieces and nephews aside from my daughter.
So you have
Do you know what the non-gender specific term for a niece and nephew is? Does anybody?
No.
There is a term for it.
Trivia.
A nibbling.
Oh my!
Swear to God.
a nibbling.
Nibblings.
Your brother or sister's children are your nibblings. That is the non-gender specific
Wow.
nibbling.
Is that a new thing or is it
Nope.
like
Nibblings.
It's
It's always
been
been
a
like
thing for a while that kind of just fell to the wayside, but
So I
you
have 9
can
nibblings.
shorten
Yeah, 9 nibblings.
nieces and
9
nephews to nibblings.
right on? All right, so you had your daughter 2 years
love
ago,
it.
2 years.
and that was kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Should have better have been, bro. Damn.
Yeah, it was huge. It was the biggest thing that could have happened. It was the best thing that could have happened to me, to be honest.
I wanted to spend more time talking about this, but honestly, I think we should just
Yeah,
dive right
just
into
get
this.
into it. Yeah.
This is the connection point that I have in my mind of like, I remember you either posting about it or I talked to you about it. I can't remember, but I remember just the sentiment of like, I have a daughter now. I'm a dad, and I need to really start to like take care of myself because I have somebody else that's like, I am the whole world to this person now.
Yes.
So I need to make
Yes,
sure.
yes.
So, okay.
I always tell people, like, when she was born, it was probably instantly, like I was looking at her and I was like, you know, just thinking about her like disc golfing and like playing sports and being active. And I'm like, how can I tell her that when I'm not doing any of like not being active? Yeah, I'm playing disc golf and stuff like that, but I wasn't being active. I was, you know, sitting on the couch and I was like being lazy, you know, before her. The reason I did what I did was because of her. It has to be because I was fat my whole life until she showed up, you know, like I was.
First off, I want to like kind of set the stage a little bit because when I first met you, I remember seeing you and being like, yo, I'm not the only fat Hispanic dude in the disc golf scene. This is great. Like I was like, I see you, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we still have that. We still have that. You know, I'm still big at heart, you know. I will forever be big at heart.
I hope your heart is better now.
You can just
it
see
is.
his eyes better
It is.
because his puffy cheeks
Yes.
aren't in the way.
Yes, my heart beats a lot slower now for sure.
Okay, so yeah, I remember that was like my first intro to you. You were a bigger guy,
Yeah.
like I am now. I don't know if you were ever as big as I am now, but that was part of the identity when I first met you.
Yeah.
And I remember
Everyone, yeah.
it's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like it or not, it's a thing.
Yeah.
But I remember it hit me really hard when you have a daughter now, and that's like I got to make some changes. Did that come from within? Or was there any external pressures? There was like your girl saying like, you know, Brian.
No. My lady loves chunky. You know, she loves the big men. She met me when I wasn't super big when I met her, but I was definitely overweight. I was definitely not lean. I was a heavier set guy.
Do you mind talking numbers? Where'd you max out?
So my heaviest I got was probably like 340, 345 ish.
Okay.
And when I met my fiance, I was probably like 250-ish, So over 5 year span, that like our first 5 years of our relationship, we got comfortable and stuff like that. So I just it just,
and that's what you attribute it to, just being comfortable,
and just eating and just not exercising, and just, it was honestly nonstop eating from when I woke up to when I fell asleep. I had food in my hand, or I had something in my hand, like
that's something I really wanted to talk about, because it's I think something that people don't realize the why behind.
Yeah.
The eating all the time, which is, it's something I've struggled with for a long time as well, and it's not just because food's tasty and I like it. Like, there's more going on to that.
Definitely.
It's an addiction, like any other addiction,
100%.
which is always like trying to distract yourself from something you have going on mentally, right?
Yeah. If you're happy, you eat. If you're sad, you eat. If you're, you just eat for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? You're bored, you eat.
Ideally, if there's one person that listens to this podcast, a word you say clicks in their head, like, that's the win. So like, I so want to get into this, is like, there has to be more than I'm a dad now, I need to make changes.
Yeah.
Because those vices, those roots are very deep. I struggle with food and it being a coping mechanism and all that stuff as well. And I'm trying to make those changes. So I really want to get into, I understand maybe that was like the straw.
Yeah.
But it takes more than a straw breaking to make those changes.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was a sort of coping thing that I'm trying to see it through, I have to look at it through my lens, which I look at food for me as a vice, is like, when I'm under great stress, I think I want to eat.
Yeah.
If I'm having a bad day, I will, even if I'm on like a great streak, like I've been eating really well, being active. If I've had a particularly tough day, I'm like, I don't care. I want all the comfort foods that are so bad for me, and that's just what I want.
That's
7
fine.
or 8 crunchy tacos a taco,
and that's fine. One day is fine.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can do 2 days. You can do 3 days, but it's just about getting back on it right away. Telling yourself right away, like, hey, okay, I'm going to have a shitty day today, but tomorrow I already know that I have, my workout planned, my meals prepped. It's getting through that, like you said, that 1 or 2 days of being off a little bit. We all have off days. I don't care who you are. You're going to have an off day. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a day where it's Monday or the sun's not out and you're just feeling, I have it all the time where I'm just like, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to work out. I don't want to follow my routine. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's okay to get off that, but it's just about getting back on it right away.
But you didn't have that mindset or that tool yet, right?
No. Another thing that's huge was the fasting. We've talked about this was fasting. I remember like Ray Hill, right? Ray Hill I haven't told a lot of people about this. He was actually the first person who kind of like told me about fasting. He's like, oh, I lost 50 pounds. He showed me befores and afters. And I was like, fasting. So we played a tournament, I think at Delwood or something. And I went home that night and I started looking up fasting and I was like, this is easy. Don't eat for 16 hours,
Just because Ray Hill mentioned it to you at a tournament.
Ray Hill mentioned it to me at a tournament.
The magic of the disc golf community.
Yes. Ray Hill mentioned it to me at a tournament. And he was like, oh yeah, you should try fasting out or whatever. And I was like, sure. Like I just went home and I was like, let's try this fasting thing. Let's just give it and I remember like the first couple of weeks, I was like, probably the first couple months, honestly, I was like sitting in my bed at night and just like my stomach just growling and just being like,
Michael,
eat, eat something. Like, no, I'm already so far into this. Like, don't quit. Just keep going. At night was hard. In the mornings, once you start moving and you kind of
not a big deal.
Yeah,
once you're alone with your thoughts.
Yeah, once you're alone with your thoughts, that's when it gets really hard.
Totally.
I'm a member of this this group on Facebook. It's called Intermittent Fasting Lifestyle. I post on there all the time still. Like the pictures I post on my page, I always post on that page too.
Gotcha.
I remember seeing all these people with their befores and afters. I'm like, man, super inspiring. And I was just like, I stood in front of the mirror that like for my first picture. And I was like, I'm going to take this picture. And before that, I was afraid to show my body. I was a kid at the pool with the shirt on. I was a kid, who I hated taking my shirt off. No one could see me, even in my house, I didn't have a shirt off. I would always have my shirt on. I just didn't like taking off my shirt. I remember standing in front of my mirror and I was like, I'm going to have an after. I was like, I'm going to have an after and it's going to be amazing. And I'm gonna post it on that page one day. I'm gonna post on that page. I never thought I was gonna post it on my actual page. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna post this picture on my page. Like there's, like in the back of my head, I was like, and I just remember just like every couple months, like I remember taking a picture and I'm like, look, baby, look, do you see the difference? I have my titties hanging less, like, you know, like my titties less, you know, like, or my guts less, you know, it's hanging less over here. And she's like, yeah, you know, she was always like super encouraging. She was like, yeah. She's like, I can see it, you know, I can feel it. Like when she wrapped her arms around me, she's like, I could feel it, you know. She definitely, you know, coasted me through most of the ride. That's another thing I tell people: take pictures. Don't be embarrassed. Take a picture. That way, you know, when you take a picture a month from now, you have something to look at and be like, because it's going to encourage you. It's gonna make you want to keep doing it when you see those results little by little.
What a
you know?
huge barrier to break down, man. Like, in a simple, very simple act of just taking a photo, never mind the posting of it, right? That's a whole nother level of breaking down barrier, but taking the photo yourself and going, I'm going to break down, you know, at that point, I mean, you're how old? 29, you said?
Yep.
25 years plus of a completely different mindset.
It was just
so amazing,
just like
dude.
it was just, I hated taking pictures of myself. You know, I hated being in pictures. I hated I one day I just did it and it happened.
So you started with intermittent fasting. Was it like a 12, like what was the schedule?
So the first month or two, it was just eat whatever. I was still eating out. I was still eating because, you know, I was doing, I was installing countertops. So I was always driving to different places. So I never packed a lunch. I was like, I'm just going to stop here. I was still eating Burger King, McDonald's, taco. I was still eating anything. But I was losing weight. Like I was like, holy you know,
because you were what? You were
broke
only
the
eating,
code, man.
Yeah, I found a cheat code. I was like, I found a cheat code. Like, you know, like
as long as I eat within this window,
eat crappy and still lose weight. And, you know, I was working out. And then it got to the point where I was like, man, I'm eating this crappy food and I'm feeling like crap at the gym. You know, you eat crappy, you're going to feel crappy.
Wait. You, at this point, you were fasting for how long?
Just 16 hours. The traditional fasting schedule is 16 and 8 is what they call it. So I was fasting.
So you're allowed to
hours.
eat for within an 8-hour window.
Yes, 8-hour window. So I was very strict at first. I was like, as soon as it was 8 p.m., done. If I had a chip in my hand and it was 8 p.m., I would drop the chip. You know, I was like, I'm done. You know, and I wouldn't eat till noon. Sometimes I'd push it a little further. I wouldn't eat, and I was super strict. And I remember like I would use an app to keep track of my fasting.
That's a huge first step because it's like Sean was saying. It's like that retraining yourself.
Yeah.
You're redefining your relationship with food with that very simple thing. It's the first step of really taking control.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a big change to say I'm just only going to eat between 12 and 8.
Yeah. Just skip breakfast. That's it.
But it's so easy to justify wanting to break out of it. I try to fast as well, but I'll be hungry at 9 o'clock and I'll be like, oh, I was good earlier. And I'll like immediately start to justify the fact that I'm breaking out of this regimen that I told myself I was going to stay with.
I didn't go to Taco Bell that second time today.
So I
heard
ate a bowl of
this
Captain
bowl full of
Crunch at 9
chips.
o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of things that I'll allow myself to think.
Or people will be like, oh, I have a headache. I have to eat. Or, oh, you know, I'm going to pass out. I have to eat.
Right.
Like,
you'll look
you know,
for things.
Yeah, you'll look for excuses.
That you'll be like, if I
Exactly.
eat X, Y,
Exactly.
and Z will go away. 100%. That is what my brain does.
I
all
was
the
at the
time.
point where I was like, I don't care if I have to go to the hospital, if I have to pass out, I'm going to fast. I'm going to make it through these 16 hours, you know? The mornings were a little rough too, because, you know, you have this trigger in your brain that just sends a message to your stomach saying, hey, I'm hungry. We all have that. Yeah. And it's just like, it's something that you just build up over the years because we're used to eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, dinner, you know? So you're thinking you're starving. You're going to pass out but no, once your body goes into ketosis, into fat burning zone, it's like taking an Adderall or something. You literally just get up and you're just like, I got this surge of energy, and you're like, I'm not even hungry. I can
Your body's using the energy that you've had stored.
Yes. But it takes time to get there, and it takes some struggling to get there. So
did you get the keto flu when you first started going into ketosis, which is something I've heard about?
Not really. It was just like, I like the fact that I didn't have to like worry about eating. Like Hold
on. Actually, we skipped over some things because we went from intermittent fasting into keto, which is,
I meant ketosis because when you fast after 12 hours of no food, your body goes into ketosis. So fasting I thought
ketosis was something you could only reach if you were cutting out sugars.
No, you can reach it in fasting once your body gets used to it, you know?
Interesting.
And you could boost it by doing keto. So if someone's fasting and doing a keto diet,
the weight's just coming off.
It's just flying. You're burning fat, you know, it's just melting off of you, you know. And I didn't really do that. I like my carbs. I like to eat rice and pasta and stuff like that, you know, bread and stuff like that. So I was like, no, I'm not going to not eat carbs. You know, I want to eat carbs. I want to, you know, I did do low carb for a while. After the 16 and 8, there was like a month or 2 month period where I was just doing one meal a day. That's when I started prepping. Yep. OMAD.
Yeah.
I started prepping. So I was like going to the gym and feeling crappy after eating crappy foods. I was like, okay, let's start eating healthy and see what happens. Let's see if I feel, so I went home and I was like, well, hey, if I only have to prep one meal a day, that's easy. I'm going to make it simple. So I'd make myself when you saw me eat, you'd be like, oh my God, this guy's freaking hungry, because it was a big old bowl of rice, meat, veggies, cheese, strawberries, you name it, nuts, avocado. I was sitting at my lunch table at work and people were like, looking at me like a weirdo because I had this huge tray of food in front of me, but I was like,
this is my 3 meals.
This is my meal. Yeah, this is my meal. Exactly.
Yeah.
I did OMAD and then I would start going to the gym. And then after the gym, I'd be like, man, I need to eat something. I can't just keep doing OMAD. I need to eat because I feel like after the gym, I feel like you need to replenish yourself with something, Right. So I started doing like protein shakes or like, I would just do like an OMAD meal. And then I would do like a protein shake after my gym, after the gym. If I didn't go to the gym, I wouldn't eat anything because I'd be like, I'm not burning calories. Why am I going to consume them,
Can you talk about how your mental health started to change? Like what kind of like personality changes, feelings, all the psychological stuff that comes along with making these physical changes?
Waking up in the morning, like I always told myself I'm not a morning person. Like I would always see people, man, how is that guy so happy in the morning? Like what, what's he on? Or he's probably on Adderall or something. Like he's probably prescribed Adderall or he's up. And, that was like one of the biggest things was waking up and being like, whoa, I'm awake. I'm not tired. Like I always wake up sore, but I'm like mentally clear. I'm like, after I brush my teeth, let's go. Like I'm awake. I didn't have to fight that, like that grogginess. Like no coffee. I didn't need any coffee.
So it's like when you wake up feeling like shit because you are putting shit in your body's basically like still trying to recover from the shit you put in there.
Like I remember having heartburn. Like
I ordered 6 bottles of Tums the other day just so I could have Tums in every area. I want a bottle of Tums in my car. I need one in my backpack, one in my desk, one in the bathroom, one in my nightstand. I always joke that I'm going to get a little case that says break in case of emergency with Tums in it. In fact, I keep a roll of Tums in my wife's car that I go, and when we're in the car, I go, do you have the emergency Tums? I need Tums at all times.
That's how I was. No joke. That's exactly how I was. And then one day, all of a sudden, no heartburn, nothing. Like I could eat whatever, and it was just like, it was beautiful, man. Like I figured it out. I cracked the code. I was like, I got in tune with my body, and I just, I remember running, and I was like running like 15-minute miles, and I was like dying. Like my heart was pounding out of my chest, and I was like. Like my brother-in-law he was just taking pictures and like, recording me. He's like, you're going to get through this. And I'm just like, I got this, dude. Like every day was a struggle, like going to the gym and I used to go to the gym back in the day, but it was a different story this time. I was just like, I was so out of it. It was like, it was hard. It was very hard.
Now that you're in touch with your body, you're eating better, you wake up with energy. What other changes can you point to? Like things that you enjoy now that you maybe didn't enjoy before? Or like, let's talk about disc golf. A day of disc golf with 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Me and any other big dude knows.
Oh no, trust me.
Dude, 2 rounds in a day?
Trust me. There was times where I'd go, with the links, we would go on a trip. And I remember a few times as Big Brian, we would camp out somewhere. And I remember this, it sucked. It was probably one of the worst disc golf trips in my life because I was just so out of shape. I remember waking up in my tent and like my body just hurting, like my bones, my knees, my back, like everything. Like I think I almost called my fiance and I was like, I'm coming home.
Can you come get me?
Like, can you come get me? Yeah. And she was like, yeah. Like I was in Rolling Ridge in Wisconsin. We were camping out, and I remember like waking up and just being like, this sucks, because I was a big boy, walking 20,000 steps.
All that stress on your bones
as a big,
and your joints.
Exactly. I just remember my legs and my knees and like just like my whole body just like aching. Like it's a pain I can't even describe. It was so bad.
I get it. I don't know about you guys, but like when I did 2 rounds at Eureka not long ago,
goodness.
Dude, it took me days to not hurt anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like every little step that I tried to take for the next day, my feet were like, dude, we shouldn't be doing this. Like,
just
sit back down, take it easy.
Yeah. And Scott Rangel he and I, saw each other when we were finishing up the rounds, and we were just like, dude, no, this is not it.
Yeah. But now I can go play all day, get home, shower, meal prep, put my daughter to sleep, wash the dishes, and have all this extra energy to do a bunch of stuff at home. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a complete.
That's what really got me. I just told myself a week or so ago, like, I'm going to go to the gym. It's not because I obviously I'm not going to be a monster or anything.
I mean, we'll get you there.
Yeah. I don't need to necessarily lose weight, but it was the energy thing.
Yes.
And it started the week after Clash because that, like, leading up to that and that whole weekend was such a huge, expensive energy that the week after I was like, wow, we're on a hangover. We talked about it.
Yeah.
And it takes time to
It was like
recover.
2 months.
Yeah. And it was a month later and I was like, I should be back to normal by now.
Yeah.
Right.
Anytime it can kick back in. As of a couple weeks ago, I was still like, something's not right. This is not working for me.
Yeah.
I don't feel like doing anything. I feel like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember going to the gym a long time ago and having that routine and running, and biking 10 miles to play Ultimate and biking back and then going to the gym and, all in the same day and doing all these things. And I remember how much energy I felt like I had. And it's because I was doing that. And
Yep.
so I just started yesterday. So we're the same.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm-
Oh
now
yeah,
I'm
for
going
sure.
to the
I
gym.
could see it.
Yeah.
I could see
Yeah,
it.
totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
But getting that back, like
Take his picture, Brian.
Yeah.
Take his picture.
yeah. This is already the after. I went to the gym one time. I went.
Damn.
Here it is.
We're good.
Ripped.
We're good.
Only going there, a few times now, I can already start to feel like the mental
Yeah.
effects of that. Like I already went to the gym. Not that that was the worst part of my day, but like I've already accomplished something that's kind of hard to do.
Exactly.
Especially when you're starting. And so now
Hard
the
to
rest of my
commit
day
to.
is going to be awesome. And it has been. It's been really good. So
Good. That's
like,
awesome.
just that tiny little bit of dopamine
No, for
that
sure.
you get is enough, to just keep that ball
and that
rolling.
and when you posted that picture, like it got me pumped for the gym. I was
I
like,
did.
yes,
I posted
let's
the picture
go.
only because it was
I
funny
was like-
because Anthony Guzzo, who I should probably shout out, he
Yes.
should be my
Yes.
local.
Yeah, I'll
route.
shout him out too, man.
He is like what you guys were talking about, Jose Mas. He is constantly on
He's
it, and I'm constantly
super
watching it, and
positive.
I'm always like, man, he is absolutely right. So the other day when I went and I tagged him and I said, should be a couple sessions and I'm good, right, bro? So, and he did. We messaged for a little bit and he helped me out a bunch. Actually, part of my Amazon delivery just a few minutes ago that I saw is a giant calendar where he was like, get a calendar out.
Yes.
You did good, mark it green.
Yep.
You did bad, mark it red. Figure out why they're red. And I
That's
was like,
awesome.
absolutely, I'm ordering a calendar
So
right now.
simple.
That's
So
awesome.
so
I
simple.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that. The calendar.
Yeah, just that rush of going and doing it makes me want to come back. And also the support from guys like Anthony Guzzo, because he said, like, the support is what's going to keep you going.
100%.
I can't wait to do more of that.
Yeah, like you've said, like you used to do that, so it's all there. It's all muscle memory,
Yeah.
Like for me, when I got out of high school, I remember going to the gym every day with my buddies to just to lift heavy. We were just lifting heavy, eating whatever, but we were just in the gym working out, building muscle.
Yeah.
I was probably taking a bunch of stuff that it's probably illegal now, but at the time it was being sold on the counter,
Sure.
And I remember just like taking pre-workouts and just staying in the gym for 2 hours,
Oh,
3
yeah.
hours sometimes. We had nothing else to do. So people are like, how'd you get so jacked and how'd you get? I'm like, no, like that was already there. Like that was there from back then. I just reactivated it and shredded some fat and that,
Yeah, it all comes back.
It all comes back. It's
Yeah.
all.
Probably a week or two, and it'll
Yeah,
be
probably
back.
2-3 weeks.
It'll be back.
You'll be right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be doing triathlons.
And then you
by
can stop.
Then I'll just
Yeah, then
stop.
you just stop. Yeah.
I'll be good. Be throwing bombs and ripped. I just want that energy back, man.
Yeah,
That's
the
all I want.
energy is huge, man.
So-
I've never had this type of energy. I've never, like I said, I've been a big boy all my life. I didn't know I had abs. I didn't know I didn't know none of that existed. I never in my life ever saw myself the way I am right now, ever.
And where are you at now? Because I know everybody says, muscle weighs more than fat. So, obviously you lost weight. You probably gained a bunch in muscle mass.
I don't think so because I really don't lift too heavy. I don't lift. It hurts. It hurts to lift heavy now.
Sure, yeah.
I'm getting close to 30. So anything heavy is like, ouch.
Oh, you want to talk about that? Go ahead.
But right now, and that's another thing. Scales are bullshit or BS. Don't focus on the scale because the scale is going to go up and it's going to go down and it's going to go right and it's going to go left.
Yeah.
Like
It's like the stock market. Just keep investing.
Exactly.
Like, don't look at it.
Yeah, don't look at it. Just
Dogecoin.
Just as
Doge-
long as especially if you're working out and you're eating good, there's no point to look at it. As long as you know you're doing good, why? It's only going to get in your head and you're going to be like, oh, I've been killing it. Why'd I gain 2 pounds? This isn't working. I'm done. So like honestly, I don't really check my weight too often anymore. But probably the last 3 or 4 times I've checked, I've been around like 215 to 220 pounds from 340. And
for a tall guy like you, that makes
that's
a lot
fine.
of
Like
sense.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can definitely cut some weight if I had to, like if I wanted to run a half marathon, not a marathon, half marathon. Or if I wanted to do something like that, like just just to take it easy on my knees a little bit. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got down pretty slim. I was like 190 for a while, 195. Like I was like, and people were like, dude, you're getting skinny. And I'm just like, I didn't know. I was just following my diet and eating super clean. And then one day I was like, all right, I'll eat this donut or whatever. Like, it took me a while to like start eating, not so good foods, because I was just like, in my head, I was like, I'm going to get fat. I was traumatized a little bit by those pictures. And I'm like, I don't want to go back there. And I felt like eating, drinking a beer was going to get me, fat again or something like that,
Right.
So it took me a little bit to break through, to be like, all right, you can indulge, you can have some fun, you can eat.
Well, it's not as much about losing it and getting to a point. It's now maintaining, which is probably a lot easier.
It's just, now I'm at the point where I just, I just want to enjoy life and just not worry so much about, what I still eat really good during the week, but on the weekends, it's, I like to enjoy life and, eat Sammy's Links or, it's all about balance. You got to find the balance. But first, you got to get there. I always tell people, you got to get there. You got to get a hold of it. And then once you get a hold of it, then you can play with it. And
that's what she said.
Yeah. I knew that was coming.
Sorry.
Where were we?
Speaking of which, there's an amazing question in the mailbag. I can't wait to get to that.
Oh, my God.
Just for the record, I'm currently the heaviest I've ever been.
Okay.
But I weigh 325, and in high school, junior year of high school, I got up to 320. And then, over the course of like 2 or 3, probably 2 years, 3 years, maybe, I got down to 210 just from working out.
Damn.
And from like watching what I was eating. And I just really enjoyed going to the gym. It was like, I was doing it twice a day for a while. I always said, there's no way I'm ever going to get back to like, I might put some weight back on, but I'll never get back to where I was. And, I don't know, it was a couple years ago and I was like, shit, I'm back. What I was trying to say is the question that's in the mailbag. Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that, but I can say for sure the answer is yes to that question. You know what I'm talking about,
Do you know which question he's talking about?
I think so.
We'll find out.
We'll
Yeah,
find
yeah,
out.
We'll
get
find
there.
out. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We can probably start to move along toward the mailbag, actually, unless there's you. I feel like you probably have something you want listeners who
Yeah,
have
definitely.
been in that same place that you were. What is something that you want people who are in a similar place to you? What do you want them to hear and hit them where it matters?
Well, first, like for me, you got to find the X factor. You got to find something that's going to motivate you. Like you have to, whatever it is, whether it's your family, whether it's that picture of you when you were 210, whether it's getting energy or having energy or just it's just doing it. Like you got to stop procrastinating, because people are like, oh, I'll start Monday or I'll start. No, it's you starting now. You have to start right now. You have to give up a few hours of your week for meal prepping and going to the gym and and stuff like that. But or you don't even need a gym. As a matter of fact, you don't even need a gym.
Yeah, I've seen you work out at home with like resistance bands.
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah. You don't need a gym. You don't need any weights. You don't need anything. You can just slow body weight squats, sit-ups, go for a walk, get those steps in. Like that's the biggest thing, is you don't need to work out and be a freak. Like I do it because I love to eat. I love to eat. I still eat 3,000 to 5,000 calories a day. I eat a lot. People don't know that, but I eat a lot. And it's because I work out, I burn calories, I walk, I move. I don't sit down. I don't sit down anymore. I don't, I'm at home. My fiance probably loves it because I'm cleaning the house, I'm washing dishes, I'm taking care of our daughter. Like the little bit of struggle you're going to go through, whether it's fasting or just eating veggies or chicken or rice, like I do every single day, is going to be totally worth the way you feel, the way, the way you wake up, the way you look at life, the way you look at food. It's more for fuel. It's not going to be for cravings or whatever.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
But you have to struggle, and you will fail. You will fail, but it's getting over that failure. It's getting past that, like, oh, I ate that donut. No, the next day you just, you don't need work out a little bit extra harder just because, you want to make up for your fails. You know what I'm saying?
I read something the other day that stuck with me a little bit. And normally motivational shit like that doesn't, I don't really take a lot of that to heart. But somebody said, when you fail like that and you realize it, you didn't lose the day. Picture it as in like 4 quarters, like a football game. Like, okay, we didn't do so good in the first quarter, but I've still got 3 more quarters left. Like if you break it up and, manage your successes and failures based on that, and you could look back at the rest of the day and think, hey, 3 quarters.
It's
I nailed
halftime,
it.
baby. Let's turn it around.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of saying, oh, I already screwed up, day is gone, now I'm munching down on Captain Crunch all day because I've already failed and it's over. Well, it's definitely not over. Like that stuck with me. Like, you don't have to write the day off because of a failure you had early on.
Exactly. And time with like working out, like people are like, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym, or I don't have time to go to this. In the middle of your living room, you can put on a YouTube video and core workout for 15 minutes and just do that, or a 20-minute video of some freaking person doing jumping jacks or whatever, just, following that and doing that. That's a workout, just because I say I work out every single day doesn't mean I go to the gym every single day. I work out at home. I run. Like before the show, I went on a run, like small stuff that like people always say you need this, you need that. No, you just need your body, and that's it. Your body and mind, and just go out and get
the
it.
motivation. You need your body and the motivation.
Yep. Simple, man. Simple. Keep everything simple.
So I'm due for a big transformation. It's something that's on my mind.
We're gonna get you there.
Take that before pick.
Yeah.
I think I want to do this publicly because I think it'll kind of help me. I don't mind being. Everyone's gonna listen to this. I don't mind putting. I'll probably keep my shirt on for the before picture, to be honest.
No,
that I'll
we're
share
taking
publicly.
that shirt off.
I'll take it for myself with the shirt off, but I would like to use this as a catalyst jumping off point to like, let's see where I'm at the start of next season.
Let's go. I like that. And whenever you want to work out, or you want to just come to the gym with me and I'll walk you through some simple workouts and stuff like that, like I'm here for you, dude. Like
I've got the muscle underneath because I was in the gym a lot for a while.
But to be clear, you cannot be part of Team Link.
That's fine.
I mean,
that's fine.
Everybody signs off.
Everyone does love you on Team Link, so there might,
what is team
motivation?
I'm in Team Mob Golf, but it's an actually. I know you're kidding, but there's an interesting thing there, and I don't really want to open this whole can of worms, but I'm gonna put it out there because I think it's a hard thing for some people to realize, but it's a real thing. There was a time where I had a friend who was starting his own company, and he was like, "Hey, I know you're good at sales. Would you be interested in being a sales rep for us?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm interested. Like what do you guys need? Like what are you expecting?" And he's like, "Well, first you'd have to lose weight." And I was like, "Fuck." Like that really hurt to hear, but he was like, "You're going to be a representation of my company and my brand. Like that's important to me, and that's important to us." As much as I think a lot of people will be like, "You can't say that.
Yeah.
This is 2021." And it's like, sorry, dude, that's how it is for some people. And you cannot get away from the fact that it may actually hold you back from some opportunities.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like some people will gatekeep you based on that. And
no, you're right. You're absolutely
right. It's a
right.
thing, man. Like, I'm sorry. It's just a thing. And
I went through that a lot too. Like, especially being Mexican, my parents, they're not nice. Let's put it like that. They'll be like, "Hey, you're getting fat. Like, let's go. Let's stop eating so many tortillas, or stop,
sure.
And that's one thing that like, I've always like been thankful for them being honest with me and being like, "Hey, sure. It's time to lose weight. It's time to get," because that's another big motivation too. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have, known me since I was big. I never really posted on Facebook too much, like back in the day when I was, I would post here and there, but nothing crazy. My first before and after picture I posted on the intermittent fasting page. I didn't even post it on my regular page because I was like still embarrassed. And I got like thousands of likes on a post and all these comments, and it like boosted my confidence. I was like, you know what? I'm posting this on my real page. I was like, I want to share this. I want to motivate the people I know. I don't want to motivate a bunch of strangers. I want to motivate the people I know and maybe get some people off the couch, and I just like, I remember sitting there and I'm like, I'm going to do it. Like I just posted it, and I just like, I sat there and I was like, this is the first time I posted a picture without a shirt ever in my life. And I was just like, I did it, and I'm glad I did, because all the comments and all the love I got gave me even more motivation to keep doing what I was doing. You know what I'm saying?
So many people.
So many people. You guys are always commenting and giving me love. And it's like, I appreciate every single one of you guys who like reaches out to me and tells me, I did a good job. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be continuing to do what I do. 100%. So thank you guys. And even this, like, this is amazing. Like, I listen to you guys, I look up to you guys, and it's like, the fact that I did what I did and it put me on here, because God knows my disc golf skills wouldn't put me on this show.
Not going to put us.
You took second over the weekend, man. You took second over the weekend. You played really well.
So it's worth the $1,000 that you paid us to be on the show.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Wait, I'm not getting paid for this? Wait, I'm not getting.
No, that wasn't a check. That was
Alex
a bill.
said I was getting paid for
this.
$1,000. But no, man. And then it definitely, if you look at my ratings, it definitely improved my game, because
Believe it.
You know?
I 100%
Yeah.
believe it.
All
There's-
but 2 of your finishes this year were top 10.
There's something very humanizing about having somebody who's gone through this transformation, talked about where you came from and what you were doing. I feel like sometimes when you see those motivational people, those weight loss, like motivational people, or those people who are telling you to get in the gym, they almost don't seem human. They seem like, come on, you're not really, like, nobody's like that.
Yeah.
Like Ben Stiller from Heavyweights.
Uncle Tony.
Yeah.
Uncle Tony.
Yeah, Uncle Tony.
Percocise. Yeah. But this is so humanizing because you were just like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And the way you've laid it out, like anybody could replicate this.
Anybody. And like, just because you've been, chunky your whole life doesn't mean you can't be slim. Like, that's another thing. Like I said before, I never thought I would ever be the way I am because people, would tell me, hey, you're meant to be fat. You're meant to be chunky. No, you're meant to be whatever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You set the limits for yourself. Nobody else.
You guys, I wish listeners could look into his eyes.
Bro.
while
Drop
he
that
speaks.
mic. Like,
I
I'm
swear to God.
speechless, man. I'm just like,
I'm goosebumps right now.
Unbelievable.
You're
Michael.
fucking awesome, dude.
Thank you, brother.
That's
Now
a
get
bow.
off
That's
that
a bow.
couch.
Yeah,
Get
that's
off
a
that
bow
couch
on
and go
this.
walk around and be active, damn it.
But tonight I need you to send me a Facebook friend request so I can like those
Oh,
pictures.
100%.
Okay.
He will not request
go
you.
down.
I
You
will
have
not.
no.
request
I
it,
will
but-
request you right now, actually.
I will
Okay,
accept.
Okay, that is a fantastic place to put a wrap on the bangers and mash. But before we get to the mailbag, I want to talk just for 2 seconds about. I have plenty of very real motivation for this, but one half serious point of motivation that I have is that if you haven't noticed, Scott Rangel has lost a lot of weight recently. And nobody can convince me otherwise that the motivation for him was that he was continuously being compared to me. And then he was like, all right, that's enough. I'm going to get my shit together. Scott, if you hear this, you could tell me otherwise. I won't believe you. I'm sure that was a thing. And you know what? It motivated me back. So thanks, dog.
he's coming for you.
coming for you.
And I think it was rude that you ruined the joke about us looking alike because now it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
We'll just lose a bunch and make it work again. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. Instead of going right into the mailbag, we're actually going to go into, everybody knows Ryan's favorite segment. The Rub is a very special kind of segment.
Special.
It's a totally different change of pace, and it is brought to you by Luxor Escape. It's a wellness business. It gives us this opportunity to slow down a little bit, get your mind right.
Yep.
And it's always a time to talk about what do you do to treat yourself, and what do you do for your mental health, and to really just take care of yourself.
That isn't masturbation.
It can be that if that's your thing. Brian, just real.
That's why it's masturbation, because it's my thing.
I do it alone.
I'm sure the sponsor of this segment is going to love those little tidbits. But Brian, what do you like to do to really treat yourself when you feel like you need to unwind and do some self-care? What is the thing that you like to do?
Oh,
But you have to whisper it.
I have to whisper it.
Not a full whisper, just soft.
Mid
I want to
whisper.
say normally around 8 p.m., maybe 9, I crack open a nice pint of Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and I don't stop eating until it's completely gone. Not the answer I thought he would every single night, but I earn it. I work hard for it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
That's fantastic.
Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream.
That sounds lovely. I don't know about you guys, but when I feel really stressed out and like I need to really take care of myself, I like to schedule an appointment at Luxor Escape in Tinley Park and go in for a 90-minute massage and just turn my brain off and melt away and have somebody focus completely on making me feel pampered and taken care of and relaxed. And the great thing is I don't have to return the favor. I give money instead. All of you who
In
are
fact,
listening,
it would be really weird if
it
you
would be
tried.
really weird. But the reason
Thanks, babe. Now you lay down. Why are you leaving the room?
the reason I bring this up is so many people think that they've had a massage because their significant other has given them a massage. It is not the same as going to a professional and not being like in debt. Like, okay, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. It's different. You just get, the focus is completely on you, and you walk away feeling pampered and you're just walking on air. It is magnificent. If you haven't tried it, Luxor Escape is a great place to have your first one done. And Alex Nieves, the owner of that business, is a total professional. Definitely check him out, guys. And don't forget, there's a chance to win a free 90-minute massage just by writing a review for this show and sending us a screenshot. So thank you to Luxor Escape. And that is a wrap on The Rub. Brian, are you going to be okay?
I'm going to put my glasses back on and stop pulling at my hair and rubbing my eyes out. Yep. Go ahead.
Let's bring the energy back up by getting into the mailbag. Mail time.
Mail time.
Mail time.
Mail time.
Pow. That was a good
Nailed
one.
it.
That was good. And our guest joined us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In, like,
we didn't have to.
A normal
listens.
fashion. We didn't have
Right.
to coax them.
Someone
Paul
gets to listen to
Macbeth.
the show.
Yeah, Paul, if that's your real name.
Wait, he didn't do it?
It was awkward.
No.
Eventually.
Ed Radakovitz has a question. We're going to start
Here
right at
we
the
go.
top and
Yep.
work our way through.
Here we go. Yep.
Ed,
Get
this
it
one
over
is for all of us.
Pull
Maybe
off that Band-Aid.
specifically Ryan. We'll see.
Yeah.
He's noticed that since the podcast started, we allow certain swear words, but not others. I mean, who drew the line?
Michael.
Equals bad, shit equals good. What side of the fence do others, such as blank, 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 and blank,
Right.
fall?
Yeah.
Asking for a friend that needs clarification. We've never really discussed it on the podcast.
No.
I guess it's a
No.
good question.
There's no good reason. I just think it's funnier when it's bleeped out. And it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funnier because you know what they said. You know what we say.
Yeah.
But it's funnier when it's bleeped out.
I always thought that we didn't want to be like a kid-friendly show, but I wanted to feel okay about knowing, like, if a 13-year-old kid ends up, is a disc golfer and likes the show, that we're just
Right.
bearing that kid in mind.
Right.
Sometimes I have to turn off the podcast when it's playing in the shop. Sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's also part of the reason why when we say, hey, Paul Macbeth, do you want to be a guest on the show? You should probably listen to it first, though, and make sure you know what you're signing up for.
Like all of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I agree that the clown horn or the Michael, like it makes it funnier,
Mhm.
but there is definitely
Yeah, sure.
a
Hey,
younger audience that we're trying to
JK
respect.
herself loves it. So I'm
Yeah.
good with it.
JK
That's true.
herself.
I'm good.
But yeah, as far as the other words, it is funny that we let all the other really disgusting words fly. I mean, I guess we have trimmed back a little bit. I mean,
We don't usually say much. There's a lot of F-bombs that
Yeah.
I bleep. But other than that, I don't really cut much out because we don't.
and I think shit, ass, some of the more like common swear words that are, I don't know. There's a reason why with a rated R movie, you can say the F word one time and you can say all the other words as many times as you want.
So on that note, you're hitting on something that's I'm dealing with personally right now. When Maddie, my daughter, was little, around your daughter's age, I would try to get her to swear. I thought it would be funny to see a 3-year-old say shit. Like that's funny to me. But she would never do it. Never. I would constantly, Maddie, say shit. And she wouldn't do it. Never. No.
What a
Then
sweet
she got old enough to where I said, guess what, sucker? You lose, because now you're to an age where you can't say the stuff because now you're old enough to know better and you missed your opportunity. So she's going to be 17 in a couple months. And in the past 2 weeks, she has said the words ass, shit, and bitch. And so
In the same sentence?
at 3 separate points
Dad,
over
you
the
being
past
a
2
shit-ass
weeks. Yeah. Well, that's what I say all the time because I call her out on it because like the first time she said it, I just kind of side-eyed her and she side-eyed me and I was like, okay, all right. Maddie says ass now. That's
She's
fine.
testing the waters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you heard
Yeah.
it, were you like,
Oh,
this
my
hits
God.
different?
Oh, we're doing
What?
this
Yeah.
now.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you why so in all 3 instances, or at least with me, she did the thing where she was just repeating what somebody else said.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Right.
like she was swearing. She was
Right.
just quoting it. And the first time she said it was we were talking about the Phil Collins song, You'll Be in My Heart. So a friend of hers posted on their Instagram story that they were listening to that song in their car while they were driving.
Yeah.
And one of her friends commented that Phil Collins deserves to have his ass eaten for how good the Tarzan soundtrack is.
But
So that was the first time.
He deserved to have his ass eaten.
Phil Collins
because
deserves
of the
his
Tarzan
ass eaten
theme song.
because of how good the Tarzan soundtrack. And it was like, that was so funny that I was like, oh, I'm going to allow this because that was hysterical that she said it. The other 2, I can't remember the wording of bitch and shit. But now all the time to poke fun at her, I tell her, like, was anything like a bitch ass shit today? Like, is there anything you want? Like, I bring it up all the time.
Oh, that's
But
fine. That's
yeah,
good.
Good times when your kid is almost 17 and starts
Oh, my
swearing in front of you.
goodness.
And feels comfortable to start talking to you about ass eating.
Yeah.
Ass eating, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
I
that's
didn't
a
know
big
that she
step.
knew what it was.
Yeah,
but
that's a big
apparently
step.
she does. Next question comes from Adam Berkovic, and it's a two-parter. First one, did your dick get bigger after you lost weight? I believe this is for Brian.
I feel like this
It
is
went from extra small to small. So yeah, it got bigger. It got bigger.
That's a win.
That's a
That
win.
is a
It's
win. We're marking that.
That's a win, big
Mark
win.
it off.
Yep. And then part two.
So yes, it got bigger.
Who is the greatest supervisor you've ever had?
I mean, he wants me to say him, but he doesn't really act like my supervisor. He's more like a
He's just a
worker.
visor. He's not a
So,
supervisor.
No, but I'll say Adam for sure because he lets me get away with anything. I can.
I
Yeah,
love this trend with the mailbag with people asking questions where they know
Yeah, they know
have
you
the
You
answer.
want their
like
name.
Ryan Stilson
Yeah.
last.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the
100%,
Ryan.
right?
That's called Stilsoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Stilsoning.
Still,
Adam
Ooh, that's
just
a good one.
Stilson.
Is Stilson a Team Link guy?
No,
Okay.
I don't know why though.
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah.
you said no. Everybody else was cool with it. But you were like,
Yeah.
nah.
No, I
There it
love
is.
Stilson.
There it
He's a
is.
big yes for me.
Next question comes from one of my favorites. This person is Jackie T. Horns. He's the best.
It's
And
been a
I-
minute. We haven't heard from
I
Jackie T.
know,
Horns.
I know. And if you're going to drop bombs like this, Jackie T. Horns needs to ask more questions because he wants to know, would you rather A, have a finger for a dick, or B, Alex just spit straight.
literally
That's
went
great.
all over my iPad.
An
Everywhere.
actual spit take. Or B,
I did
dicks instead of fingers. And how do you think B would change your game?
Oh my! Who's this directed to?
Whoever wants
oh,
to chime
definitely
in first.
you, Brian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all you, big dog.
Yeah.
So like soft dick hands or like hard dick hands? Because there's a difference there.
You little floppy fingers.
Yeah.
Do a whole lot with
Yeah.
soft dick.
Anytime you want to get something accomplished.
I
you can.
mean, this finger's done some work, so
Oh my god.
I'd rather have a hand for a dick, right? Is that what he's
What was
saying?
the question?
Fingers
would
for
you
dicks.
rather have
I'd
a finger?
I'd rather have
for
a finger
dick
for a dick. I don't
or
want
dicks
dick hands.
instead of fingers?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't want
I
dick.
think finger for
Yeah,
a
I don't
dick.
want
Yeah,
dick
you've
hands.
already got a
Every
daughter
time.
now. So
Yeah.
You would,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
There's no way. You couldn't have dicks for fingers.
Well, first of all, how do you pee?
And then when you get excited, everyone's gonna know. You know.
Yeah.
yeah, so wait, then
exactly,
you pee out of your fingers?
Right.
Like
I
in
feel like
Signs,
if you
like in
had
Signs.
one, you would have to have
Or
the
Scary
other.
Movie.
right?
Oh yeah, scary movie. Great question.
Great question, Jake.
This was from Jake.
Sure.
Jake Thorns. Yeah, you
Well
bet.
done.
Great.
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
sure.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Was this
I'm
the same guy who
not
asked the
even
duck?
kidding. I did a spit take and spit my beer everywhere.
Yeah, he
Is
did.
it? Is that who asked the
The duck.
Jake Thorns?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the duck.
Okay.
No, it was
no,
not.
no,
No,
Wasn't asked the duck.
that was Nathan Hess.
Okay.
That was a good one.
For the record, I would rather have dicks for fingers because you can always put gloves over it, and nobody would know.
Ooh,
that
true.
You had dicks
No
for
one
fingers.
wears gloves all day.
And anytime you slap somebody, it would be a dick slap.
That's true. That's great. So next question.
Oh man,
You
great
can't
question.
play this episode in the shop. Sean.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, no.
This is one
Not
that
this
will
part.
not. Next question comes from Jared Gardner. He wants to know, is there any line you can't pure with an ion or atom? So this is definitely an Espinoza
It's
question.
neither. It's a spin. He's thinking of my spin. I guarantee it. And no, I can probably throw any line besides throwing it over 250 feet. I can. Yeah. I
And those
can
are
pure any line.
MVP
MVP
putters?
spin.
MVP
Yeah,
putters,
it's a
right?
putters.
Mhm.
Understable
I know
putter.
the ion is
flippy
and atom
putter.
is too.
Yeah,
right?
flippy putter, and it'll flip up every time. Get one if you don't have one. Sean has them. He's got a bunch.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
That's a wrap on tonight's mailbag session. Now we need to talk about last week's trivia potion of the night.
Michael.
Potion of the night. Because nobody got it right.
Nobody.
Nobody.
got it right. So,
Why did everybody think I was from Michigan?
right? Yeah. And everybody thought I was the odd one.
Because you had such a hard on for Flip City for a while.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe.
I mean, I
right?
worked and lived in Michigan for a couple of years, but I was
Oh, okay.
like that was in my 20s.
So he's not here to say, but Schlitter is Illinois
Schlitter's
born.
full.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes,
Schlitter's
yes.
full is Illinois born.
I'm
That's it.
I was born in Libertyville, I think. Illinois.
Liberty.
Yes.
Which is very close to Wisconsin, almost Wisconsin.
Yeah, almost
but-
Wisconsin.
but
You're way up
Illinois,
there. Yep.
all the same.
I was born in Chicago Heights.
Huh? Okay.
So I am.
That's thug shit.
Yep, definitely. And that leaves Sean and
Mhm.
Ryan were the
Mhm.
two that were not born in Illinois.
Technically, I was born in Binghamton, New York, but lived in Pennsylvania.
I was born in San Antonio, Texas.
Yes, you were.
Only lived there for 6 months while I was a wee babe.
Yep.
How was it while you were there? Do you remember?
Hot.
Dry. Fire ants. Fire ants was the thing. I was 4 years old when you were born, and I have a very specific memory of being told the story of a girl. This is the story of a girl that lived down the street from us and didn't realize when she went to play in the yard, she sat down on a fire ant hill and
lit her up.
Yeah, like legs
Engulfed.
and everything, just engulfed in fire ants and bitter and fire ants and Smurf shrinkadinks. I have a very specific memory of doing Smurf shrinkadinks when we lived there as well.
Can you do the Shrinkadinks theme song?
Shrinkadinks, I love to make them shrink.
Thank you.
Can we talk about how I was 100%
You were
right?
right as hell.
He was right.
Sorry about that.
I was. But that's the end of the trivia portion of the night. Normally,
So nobody won.
Nobody won.
Did anybody? Well, a lot of people knew that Ryan was
right.
We're not going to award.
No one even
half-ads.
guessed me.
Yeah, nobody
No,
even
not
guessed.
even
all
not even
assumed
his
I was
name
from
and got it
Boise,
wrong.
Illinois.
Yeah.
So that means nobody's getting a free version of Perfect Putt 360. The Perfect Putt 360 app is a putting practice app designed to mimic tournament type pressure in a game that makes putting practice fun. Download Perfect Putt 360 today on the App Store and Google Play. Wait for it! Hashtag every putt counts.
Let's talk about the new trivia challenge, which is really on brand in theme of this episode.
Wait a second, Alex. Get it? We're going to talk about weight.
Because weight. Oh, wow.
Wait.
Well done.
I didn't get it.
I don't even know why I'm explaining
Brian
the trivia
got it.
challenge. This is
I got
your
it.
job.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's the new trivia challenge?
The new trivia challenge is this, because we've talked about Brian's fantastic WLJ, that's weight loss journey. We are going to talk about our collective weight. So that's what we're going to put up for the next trivia question for the trivia portion of the night is what is our, and we're going to include Brian on this. What is all five of us in the room? What is our collective weight as of this record? We're going to.
And if you've listened to most of the episode, he gave it away.
He gave it
So-
away.
I also
Alex
said,
talked
yeah.
about his
Okay,
weight.
so
So
you're
Ryan,
Yeah.
you should
So-
bleep
You have
mine
two
out.
numbers.
The information,
they
the
have less
information's there.
Still
Just
gonna
leave it.
It's still
Let's give
three
it
of
to
you.
him.
So
Let's give him a couple.
That's still,
Yeah.
there's
Let's-
plenty. Okay.
Throw him a couple weight bones.
Okay.
But
Cool.
that is it. And we haven't said it in a while. If listeners want to answer this and you don't follow us on Facebook, that's where you need to go to look for the post that is with regards to the trivia portion of the night. The question will be on there as well. And you just comment what you think the answer is, and we go through and see if anybody's right. It's that simple.
Booyah. This is a really good trivia challenge.
Sure.
This is
Everybody
good. Yeah,
can
it's
get
goody.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, then
That'll be the
that
official
takes us into the pinned it moment of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I made the call last time and said what the pinned it moment was.
Mhm.
How do you guys feel about letting Brian take the pinned it moment of this
Oh,
episode?
please.
Ooh,
What do you think your
yeah.
pendant moment of the episode was?
This is the moment of the most perfect, your favorite moment of the episode. Think of it, when you throw that perfect drive and it just like parks
Pinned it.
right next to the pin.
I don't know. It was probably when you were asking me all the questions about, my journey and like trying to motivate the people out there,
That was a moment.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah,
like
that
I
is
felt like
my
I
pendant
felt
moment.
like
Without a
I
doubt.
felt like
I'll
you brought
say-
a little bit of that out of me.
I hope the pendant moment is if somebody listens to this and
Mhm.
feels motivated to make
Yes.
those changes
Yes.
in their life.
Yeah, if
Totally.
I can just one person,
One person.
that's it.
Yep.
That'll
That
be
would absolutely pin it.
yep.
That is the pendant moment of this episode. Thank you to discgolfpins.com. Come on, Nina. If you guys have pin needs, if you have a club, an event, or anything that you want to commemorate,
She sells enamel pins. Let's be clear.
Yes.
She's not going to show up and hold anybody on the ground for you. She's
Yeah.
not going
Right.
to pin anybody for you. She sells enamel pins. Yeah.
enamel pins. Yeah, we're not talking about bowling pins, safety
Right.
pins, none pinning somebody. Yeah, it's enamel pins. They are, gosh,
3 is always funny to me.
gosh.
Yeah.
damn
If somebody
beautiful.
can give 3 examples of something, I will always laugh at it. 3 is a very funny number.
We have our disc golf pins from. We have the Unstable Discourse pins.
Yep.
There's so many people in the disc golf community have pins to commemorate whatever the thing
Team
is.
Link should get pins.
Disc Golf Chicago,
Yo.
actually, we have some pins still available on
I
our
know a
website. You
person.
can get them. But they are absolutely hands down the most beautiful pins I've ever seen. And Nina is great to work with, and she supports the community in lots of ways. So,
And when we sell out of our blue ones at the shop, we're going to order some more. I'm already thinking
That's
about
right.
what
If
that
you
new
have-
color is going to be for
if
next
you
season.
have one of the white ones from last
Yep.
season, just know there are new blue Unstable Discourse pins available at the Double
And they're
Disc
going
Golf
quick.
shop.
There's not many left.
That
Maybe like
represents
10,
season
12.
2. That many? Really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or that
All right,
small?
that is
small.
that's
Small
the
is
pinned it
wrong.
moment of the
Small is wrong.
episode. And that takes us to the quick preview of next episode, which will be episode 14. And that's all you need to know. It's going to be episode 14.
Damn, what a preview. Holy
Got
shit. Are we going to live up to those expectations? Stay tuned.
It's probably because we don't know what we're doing yet.
That's all right. We know what we're doing for episode 15, at least the recap of the whole season, where we did the same thing last season. We had a ton of fun with that. So
I am very much looking
that's what we got
forward
coming up. And that is a wrap on the whole episode. Brian, thank you so much for being here. You shared so much great personal stuff and so much great insight. I'm sure people are gonna, get a lot from this. I did. I have a feeling everybody else at the table did too.
Absolutely.
That was just amazing. So thank you
For sure, man. Thank
Make
you.
your check payable to Unstable Discord.
You got it.
Uh-huh.
And thank you guys for having me on and allowing me to be here. This was so much fun.
Absolutely.
So dope.
It's cool to see this side of it, being, listening to you guys all the time. It's cool to be on this side of it. It's awesome.
That makes us,
I am
that makes us
honored.
feel
I am-
cooler
I
than
am
we
honored.
actually are.
Yeah.
No, you guys are cool. Coming for me.
Dude, that was
Jay, he said
very, very
cool.
sweet.
Honored.
Waited 42 years for somebody to say that to me. All right.
Can you
Listeners,
just say
thank
it
you for listening.
one more time?
We appreciate you guys all. Thank you for your mailbag questions and your support and sharing of the stuff that we do. And you guys make this all worthwhile. So thank you for everything. And that's a wrap on this one. So we'll see you next time. Peace.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Listen to Unstable Discourse on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or right from Buzzsprout.com. And if you have the time, leave us a rating and review. It helps the podcast get to more listeners.
Unstable Discourse is a top secret studios production.
Was anything like a bitch ass shit today?